Semi-final days upon us here in OCE. Only 4 teams remain, and I'd love to tell you that it was a bumpy road. They fought hard, tooth and nail to get here. But apart from a couple of crazy moments, or in particular own goals, it was business as usual for our Final Four. Same top 4 as last time, rinse and repeat, but we've also got Team Power in absolutely fine form, might I say. Number one team in the region. And they have cruised their way through, haven't dropped a single game yet in the tournament. Torsos Big T, the veteran of OCE, absolutely popping off. Ladies and gents, welcome to Championship Sunday. It's the usual 3. You might be sick of us, you might love us, I'm not sure. Formal, Yummy Cheese Man, how we doing?
I'm sick of us.
Yeah, I know. I'm still having fun. I still like this trio, and I don't know. The sense of familiarity is good. Same 4 teams, same trio on the desk. Maybe a little different order than what we saw 2 weeks ago, but it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah,
we definitely have,
out.
that chance to avoid Power. Everybody's thinking about avoiding Power.
Yeah,
and we have Chiefs versus Pioneers in the other side this time. A chance for Chiefs maybe to make the major, a chance for Pioneers to put themselves back in the race.
Yeah, second last Championship Sunday, so, so important. We know that Worlds is on the line as well. Usually at this point in the season, we're only looking at that second major, but Formal, this is the last major as well.
Yeah, this is it. Shorter season, every match more important. And for a team like the Pioneers, they could be seeing their World's chances take a big blow if they can't make it to the finals today, as Yummy was alluding at. So it's actually a pretty high stakes match.
Well, especially with Power essentially securing Worlds at this point in time. Still haven't secured the major, but could do so today realistically with a win, just because how top heavy we've been.
Well, we talked about a few results from yesterday. Let's actually take a quick glance at what happened on Super Saturday here in OCE. We had the 4 quarterfinals, the 4 best of 7s Formal, and we were really trying hard to get to a Game 7, but we just couldn't get there.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, though, because when you look at some of these results, it didn't really answer a lot of our questions either about the form on some of our top teams. Like the Kib Game Ground Zero series was sloppy. Pioneers took advantage of an HSP that didn't really show up the way we were hoping for. Same thing can be said about the Chiefs Exo clan. So it's a strange one. Where it feels like none of these 4 teams, we don't have a grasp at how strong they are.
I think you look at people playing up or down to their opposition. I wouldn't really worry too much about it. The thing that we did get confirmed is that Kib Gang are on top of Ground Zero. They are confirmed guaranteed top 4 in terms of power ranking the region. Obviously, they're in the top 4 right here. But I think the biggest question today, Chiefs versus Pioneers. As you said, I didn't think Kib Gang quite played well enough to take down a Power, but you never really know if Power are going to have an off day.
Yeah, it was interesting. Kib Gang, I think they looked better in the first event, but then they didn't quite go on to higher highs in that semi-final either. So this could be the day. I feel like we're sort of automatically putting Power through to the trophy, basically, to the entire thing. But, if Chiefs or Pioneers, they could win that semi-final and then push on and even beat Power, that would just be massive for the major standings. But without further ado, you can see those 2 semi-finals there. Let's take a quick look at the matches. Today, we have kicking off the bat with the series of the day, at least on paper, you'd have to say Formal, in that Chiefs-Pioneers match.
Again, I don't want to write off the Chiefs or the Pioneers just yet into losing to Power if that is the grand final matchup we have. Again, Pioneers did take him to Game 7 in the semifinal last time around, but when you look at the major implications, the potential Worlds implications, how big it would be for the Chiefs if they could get that 2-game at minimum advantage over the Pioneers with only 1 regional left, Yummy, it really is the marquee match.
I love it. I love that we have a big match this early kind of in the split or halfway through the split. That also doesn't 100% determine the results just yet. There's still a chance for people to take over in the 3rd event, regardless of the result. Of course, if Chiefs do win, then it becomes less interesting. So I think if you're watching and you're not a fan of either of the teams, you probably want Pioneers to win, to give Chiefs to give it a tied situation between Chiefs and Pioneers, and also to keep the likes of Kib Gang in there too.
I think, if you're just in it for maximum entertainment, I think you want that tiebreaker, don't you, Formal? The way the format as well, Yummy spoke about it with the 4-point gaps in between. it certainly feels like it could set itself up for a little tiebreaker. Wouldn't that just be... It'd sum up OCE, us having a tiebreaker for a major spot.
It would, but at that same token, if you want maximum entertainment, you're on the Kib Gang train, right? Like, that's who you want to see power through all of a sudden. The real kind of spanner in the works.
If Kib Gang win that, then obviously the grand final becomes up in the air. Kib Gang could win. We could have a 3-way tie on first place at that point in time because, 2 seconds would be equivalent of a first and a fourth, and yeah, it would be awesome.
All right, we need to keep getting through this because I've got a lovely little game coming up and I've got my eye on it. So let's quickly discuss MVP because mine were terrible yesterday. I wanted to do this again. I need to do this again. Yesterday I went with Prompt.
Yeah, of course you do what my tie is fine.
I had Fades. Was he there? Did anyone see him play yesterday?
So you're saying he faded out?
He definitely faded out. Lived up to his name, you might say. Prompt as well. Well, at least he made the quarterfinal. But anyway... MVP for me for the day. I'm going to go with the Banana Boy. I want Banana Head. I think that it's probably a safe pick. You might say I'm boring, but the other two were too reckless. My other two picks were were at the other end of the scale. So I'm going to go with what I know. I think Banana Head will put up a big day.
I don't need to update my pick. I already had Fever.
No. And I'm not updating mine out of principle. I'm sticking with Fiber as well. I think Fiber could have that big day today, so we're rolling with it.
There we go. We're going Power and Pioneers. So if you're a Chiefs fan, Kib Gang, I'm sorry about that one. But you might get some respect earned back here because we're going to get into a fantasy draft. What I love to do here, this is diving deeper into not just to pick your MVP. Let's pick a fantasy team, a dream team, if you would. So we're going to do a snake draft down the line. Obviously, once a player is gone, you cannot claim them again. We'll pick 3 players. We'll make our own team. And then we'll keep in touch throughout the day, I think, and just see how each team is going. And then by the end, we could probably decide on who picked the best team based on their performances today. So I'm going to go with the first pick, purely based on... it looks... Come on, guys. I mean, left to right, it makes sense. I've got my MVP, so I'm going to take Banana Head with the first pick since he's my MVP of the day.
Surely everyone takes our own MVPs, right?
Yeah, I could, or I could steal yours, Yummy. I guess. I could be that guy. I'm throwing it down. Give me Fever. I'm going to mix it up.
Well, I'll take Torsos and Fiber then. Actually, is Fiber going to top score? Ooh. I should really check that. I should really think. I've got to look at the stats. I'm going to go deep in this. I'm actually not going to take Fiber. I'm going to take Amphis over Fiber. I think he'll get higher points per game today.
Well, I'm going to get 2 MVPs then. I'm going to take Fiber back on my team. See, there we go. Played the draft. Still got what I wanted.
Took Amphis. I'm going to go a little bit left field. I'll take Kaka, I think. I'll take Cax.
Terrible choice. Oh, you've lost. Oh,
and okay, interesting.
Look, he's great, but he's not going to be scoring high, not against Power.
Well, I'll keep it crazy again, and I'll go Gus with my third pick, just to really spread out the love here for the 3 teams. So I got Gus, Kaka, Banana Head. That's my 3. Formal, who are you finishing off with?
All right. Oh, I think I am going to double down on that Pioneers train. I'm going to go Super Lucky for my last one. So I am Fever, Fiber, and Super Lucky for my 3.
Not a bad one. Now, who hasn't been picked? I've got to do that nonsense.
You got Hunter available. Shores.
Hunter, Finn.
Scrub,
Shores.
I'm left with all of Kib Gang, and who hasn't been picked though? Who are we missing? Finn.
Hunter,
Finn.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go over to the Kib Gang, and I will take Shores. He's been having a good day or good weekend. So let's go.
Okay, there you go. There's our 3 teams. Look, they all sound fantastic. We can all argue now, but I think we'll have to just wait and see. Let their gameplay do the talking. See who picks up the best team. But it's time to start chatting about this first matchup here. As we said, this feels like the match of the day. We do have Chiefs taking on Pioneers. As we said, major spots on the line. World champ spots on the line, Formal. It's going to be massive.
Yeah, this is such a big matchup. And again, I kind of feel more pressure is on that Pioneers side. They're the ones playing from behind. They're the ones with that little bit more to prove, and maybe with a bit more expectations on that roster when it came together, Yummy.
A lot of expectations for both these teams, to be honest. You look at Chiefs. Look at Hunter, who's kind of moved in there. He was making the majors at the end of last season. Finn and Kaka as well, making the majors. Finn hasn't made a major yet, but it's kind of like it's got to be a matter of time. Obviously, Pioneers, they're looking as the trio, the three individuals who'd be expecting to make a major every single time, and are also probably in a good spot to do so.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good, aren't they? But I'm with you, Formula. I don't know what do you think about Finn, but he keeps sticking around, and I dare say he keeps on improving as well. He hasn't stagnated. Is his time? Is this his time to finally get international?
That's what I wanted to bring up, because Finn is the one who's playing, like the only one here who hasn't been to that major yet, is the one who's still trying to find that debut time. And it's kind of crazy when you look at all the teams Finn has been with. Everyone else has kind of gone on to that success. Everyone else has been to that major. And there is a part, that what I would think is like fans who would say, like, yeah, it is his turn to do it. And the Chiefs squad, they came up big last regional. They got that #1 seed. They used it to get themselves in the position they're in. Here's where they can sort of cement themselves in that position. So I am hoping Finn has that good day today.
Well, he's always had second places. He's had a lot. Well, he's had 3 or 4 now. I think 4 second places, but he's never been able to string together an entire split of second places, which is what you need to do to make the major. And this could be the day. If he gets back-to-back top 2s, could go on to win the entire thing today as well for his first ever regional win. That would be almost guaranteed getting him to the major. But you got to look at, again, keep going back to Pioneers, and I keep going back to Super Lockie for me, who was the carry of the Chiefs the old Chiefs roster last split, and he's meant to be this massive upgrade. They've finally had a couple of weeks after the first event to sort that out as well. Is it going to be enough? Have they had the time to get to that next level, to overtake the Chiefs and maybe even take down the entire thing?
I mean, he's got that pop-off potential, doesn't he? And as you said, he had some games last split where he was basically 1v3ing. Certainly offensively, trying to get to work down that side of the pitch. But, on paper, as you said, it's an upgrade. I still think their offense is fantastic when they're on, when everything's clicking, Formal, but defensively is where I have my question marks around this team.
I also think it's just part of that, before Formal says anything, that Amphis has been a bit of a question mark because of how defensive he's played.
Yeah, I think that could be them maybe almost trying to overcorrect that defensive mindset, which is odd because in the past you kind of expect Fiber to actually be quite strong defensively. You can remember him on some of those old Direwolves rosters where he was that defensive force who had the pop-off potential offensively as well. But it feels like so far this regional, it has been more of the Fiber show, Blocky, or the Amphis show, and it has been Amphis playing further back, which is a little uncharacteristic, and that's kind of where some concerns have been.
Well, let's get your predictions in the chat. We do have the prediction bot up and running and absolutely flying. I'm sure it'll be hashtag CHF, hashtag QTP. Yep, there you go. Beautiful. Get them involved. I want to know what you guys are going in Twitch chat, and I'd love to know where we're going as well. I think let's just get our predictions up early. Yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs. But I want to raise a question, and this may sound like I'm not going for Chiefs. We talk about Finn. He hasn't been there internationally. You're looking at a team, Yummy, that has international staples. Super Lockie, Amphis, Fiber, nearly at this point. He's been to a couple of events himself. Does that pressure on Finn? I know me going to my first event, there was that, the weight of trying to qualify. Does that play a factor, the pressure that Finn might put on himself?
I think Finn always, I don't even think it's regardless of a major or anything like that. I think Finn always puts too much pressure on himself. And the only saving grace for him right now is that there's a lot of pressure on the Pioneers. All 3 of those guys are putting a lot of pressure on themselves to go back to the major. They're expecting themselves to be at the major, and falling short would be devastating.
Yeah, it's not just the major too, it's Worlds as well, and they might not be thinking that long ahead, but that is the implication that they
because his second split, so many poor points, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if the Chiefs get through there, all of a sudden they only need to win a game or 2, they could be in that spot. So yeah, it's a powder keg of pressure, and I think a bigger question is, out of the 6 players on the pitch, who's going to be best equipped to handle it?
I mean, that's the thing, right? If I'm looking at individual players, I'm probably leaning towards the Pioneers. They've got the experience. They've been here before. Rinse and repeat. Super Lockie just goes to every event with any team that he joins. But team-wise, the gameplay, I think Chiefs are a bit more just structured and sound. Okay, Pioneers can be chaotic. They can bring that offense, but gee, we've seen some bad moments from them as well. Yummy, I'm thinking about Fiverr missing some open nets. Then defensively, they fall apart. I think for the most part, Chiefs this split have just looked like more of a structured team, more of a than Pioneers.
They've looked solid. Will it be enough to just look solid to get yourself to the major, or do you need to step up when it really counts, when the chips are down formal?
I mean, well, it's time to kind of throw those chips down as well. And again, if I'm looking at an individual player that I want to see step up, Super Lucky's a good shout. I think Super Lucky, again, the one with the most experience in these types of positions, although they've been a little bit quiet maybe so far this split. Well, this is going to be their chance to prove it, Yummy, as we get ready. Game 1 underway, Chiefs versus Pioneers.
The match for potentially the major and Worlds has gone underway. We start off with an absolute banger here in the OCE region, and that's a large part of why 2 slots makes it so much more difficult to get through, and it makes it so much more tight at certain moments in time. It makes the decision making sometimes a lot earlier in the season than you might find in EU or North America, where there's 4 spots, and you'll find that 4th spot still wide open when you get into the last event.
I still can't believe that people want to knock OCE down to 1 spot, and then we'd be like, oh, well, it's power, and then there's no drama in anything. This is why we need those 2 spots, right? For good up matches like this. Is so far a bit of a feeling out stage. No real threatening touches yet to kick things off.
The number 2 team overseas hasn't been doing well enough, I will admit to that one. But you look at the players on these rosters, and even Kib Gang, they've talked to me at times, Scrub has talked to me at times and said, I want to be that player and I want to be the team, and that's what we're working towards, to go into that top 8, to get a top 4, and maybe even, go further on. To do the region proud. We know that number 2 team wants to get to that next level as well. And the question is, who's that going to be? Are they going to be good enough? You, on paper, would have to look at this KCP roster and think, with all the experience, that they might be the front runners.
They would be the front runners you'd have to expect based on that experience, as Super Lucky has a chance to put it in. But it's moments like that sometimes where they might come up a little bit short. No power on Super Lucky's touch means we stay scoreless.
It's been fairly midfield dominant so far between these 2 teams. A couple of little chances for quick trip Pioneers in the last minute, just searching for an opening in the net that hasn't been provided to just yet, as nobody's really stretched beyond their capacity, as there's a shot that goes wide by Kaka.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate as Wide Hunter did get a little chip bump, I would say, and maybe saw a gap right there. Both teams kind of testing the waters with physicality. Actually, the Chiefs being far more physical, as that was Finn finding 1 bump, gets a demo as well. Unfortunately, Hunter couldn't get past Fiverr.
Well, Hunter was attempting to go for the air dribble bump to match up with the Finn demo at the bottom, and Finn's going to have a chance for another demo. Amphiss manages to jump up just in time, but it's a big dunk. Kaka once again on the scoreboard.
And it's kind of what CJ was saying in the pre-show, like this Chiefs team, they're so disciplined. Their rotations are clean right now, and it was just controlled Rocket League. Player who goes forward, follows through, gets the bump, gets the demo. Finn playing super aggressively, and eventually they're going to force that gap open.
Impressive stuff again. And Kaka's was always in a good position as the 3rd man. Now kickoff goal to Hunter. They're going to love this one halfway through the match. Kaka just completely wins that kickoff, and Super Lucky, awkward position the entire time.
And just losing out on one sort of play right there against Hunter. And wow, we were at 0-0 tense game. Blink, and all of a sudden it's 2-0 courtesy of the kickoff goal. Chiefs, this is the start that they would be hoping to see. Again, they want to kind of say, hey, the Pioneers maybe aren't that number 2 team. It should belong to us. We've beaten them before, and we're looking to do it again.
It's going to be interesting to see if Pioneers could make the fight back. Finn a little bit dodgy there, but he's going to just survive for now by his little fingertips as Hunter keeps searching for the passes. I'm really loving seeing Finn pushing up so much. He'll push forward, probably to provide a passing opportunity, and then when he knows that the pass isn't coming, he's immediately going for a demo. He's been a menace.
demo boost deal. And I mean, historically, Yummy, I feel like every time we talk about Finn, this is when the teams that he's on has the most success. It's when he's playing more this style, when he is the one playing forward. If you go back to times on the Minions or when it was that Ground Zero roster, we always wanted Finn to be that aggressor. That's when they saw those successes. So it is really comforting for the Chiefs to see that happening here.
While I agree that you want to see him be aggressive and confident, I feel like it's been a completely different Finn. You know, he's playing so impactful off the ball, whether normally we were looking for the solo plays. Here's one coming out from Amphis with a bump in front, but just managed to recover the Chiefs to keep him out. It's actually going to be Kako going the other end. Does he have the flip reset? No, he's lost it.
Oh, that pinch actually had a bit of power on it from Amphis as well, who, you know, we're hoping to see a bit more impact coming from the Pioneers as times move through, but at this first game, it really has been all Chiefs. Under a minute to go, another shot on Amphis, save on the line. Lockie will keep it up and away. Fiber, though, with no boost, won't get the power, so it's caught by Kaka.
Hunter with a bump. It's going to be wide open. Off the post from Kaka. Rare miss from our probably greatest striker that we've had across the weekend.
Yeah, a little bit surprised to see it not go through, but with 20 seconds remaining, you could argue no harm, no foul. Chiefs 15 seconds away from shutting out the Pioneers in this first game. A bit of a statement, I dare say, shutting down that explosive offense that would be KCP. As we hit our final 5 seconds, Yummy, they're going to get another one through. No, never mind, top posting down.
Little unfortunate there, but they're going to still get the 2-0 win. And as CJ said in the pre-match, these guys are looking so much more like a team. Finn being a major part of that, willing to just gun it forward, play off the ball. And I think, you know, when we compare that old style that we were talking about, Formal, of Finn needing to make plays, he was sometimes super impactful and sometimes doing nothing on the pitch. This is a play style for him, working in the team, looking for demos, providing passing opportunities. It's going to be a much more consistent performance for him.
Yeah, don't let this game score kind of fool you. The impact was definitely felt on that Pioneer side from what Finn was doing to them. So now, question is all about how do you respond if you're the Pioneers? The fact that they were shut out that game one kind of was talking about the powder keg of, you know, nerves and emotions coming into this. When you go in that first game and you can't even get a point on, that's got to do your head in a little bit.
Not only that, you know, Pioneers, they had maybe a good minute or second minute of the game, and then the rest of it was really belonging to the Chiefs. And part of that, I think, is just because that Chiefs did get the goal. Kaka started to find those openings as the third man to come in off a play. Once they had the lead, they were happy to hold on to it, and we'll see if Pioneers can get even on the board to prevent from Chiefs from getting a lead early on again.
And I'm still looking to a player like Amphis to be that one playing forward, almost in, I guess, Finn's role so far in this one, just being that disrupting force to kind of help the Pioneers find those passing lanes, because just haven't had that impact yet from Amphis so far in this 5th regional. And again, it's going to be the Chiefs on the initial attack.
And when he is forward, just like Finn was, it puts so much doubt in your mind of the person behind you. It changes the way that your opponents play. They now know that they have to touch the ball no matter what. They can't spend time to go back, collect it, go for a back pass or anything like that. It just rushes your opposition. And we haven't seen that at all from Amphis. In fact, more than anything, he's been playing pretty hard third man. And we can see him once again in that position, just having to back off and relax. And, you know, obviously this is a choice that they've made, but I don't know if it's working out for them just yet.
Yeah, it's just such a weird choice because it doesn't feel like it's playing to the strengths of this roster. You know, I mean, if when we show it up on paper, it's unusual to see. And yeah, the result's not been there. Big bump from Kaka. Hunter gets the third unanswered for the Chiefs.
I love this from Kaka. I love how Kaka is playing all these regionals. He's not flashy, but he's always in a position in this case to get a massive 50, go for the bump, open it up for Hunter. What an involved play. And the first goal again for Chiefs. That's 3 goals in a row now.
And that's getting more and more concerning for the Pioneers here, Yummy. This is such a big series for them. And they're coming out looking flat to me. They're just, where's the sense of urgency? Where is the, you know, the pressure coming into fruition? Pass, not going to get there in time.
It's really almost more of a shot. And whenever this ball's going straight towards your net, it's in favor of the defender. They always know that they can just go straight towards it and usually win the race. You were saying, with Pioneers, you don't know why Amphis is not playing to his strength. Sometimes you don't know really what somebody's strength and more just their tendencies. But I feel like on this roster, I'd back Super Locky and Fiber both to be better third mans, more experienced third mans than Amphis in this situation. So that's why it's been so odd to put him there when realistically I've never seen Amphis back there in his entire career.
Yeah, it is unusual as Finn's going to go ahead get a demo 2v1. Now Finn's looking for the pressure on Amphis. Can't make contact, but it still sets up the fake. And that is another goal for Hunter. 2-0 lead for the Chiefs.
Amphis has to back off, but he has Finn to contend with. He manages to avoid that, but then by the time he does, he has to go for a frantic dive, gets beaten out, and Chiefs, they're looking very, very good now.
This is some of the cleanest Rocket League we've seen this regional, Yomi. I'll go that far. Power looked pretty strong as well, but when you look at the quality of opponents right now, to see the Chiefs doing this to the Pioneers, This is fantastic stuff.
Gotta remember that if the Chiefs do manage to win this series, they'll go 2 placements above everybody else, realistically, but especially above Pioneers and Kib Gang, who are the closest rivals. And at that point in time, when you're 2 places above with a chance to go an extra place if they can win the grand final as well, you're all but secured for that major. And going to try and get those extra points for Worlds as well. Still see Pioneers putting up a fight with the last 2 minutes. They're not giving up just yet.
Not out of it yet, obviously, and there's still a full series to play, but it essentially would become a situation where the Chiefs are going to be hunting for what should be a semi-final appearance to secure that spot at Worlds, with the exception if the Pioneers or if Kib Gang would be able to win that last regional. Obviously, there's a lot of scenarios that could play out, but it just puts the Chiefs in such a fantastic position, and it's great to see them looking to take advantage of it. Opportunity, though, for the Pioneers here. They can't get the bump needed.
It's just, once again, another hit straight towards net. I'm honestly so unimpressed with KCP at the moment because Chiefs right now, they're able to play a simple game. They're not doing anything crazy. They're not pre-jumping. They're not using insane mechanics. They're not taking massive risks. They're playing a good, simple game with bumps, with good positioning, with somebody willing to move forward to support the play, and that's been enough. It's really up to Pioneers to try and push the issue, to get some speed to pre-jump off the roof like that and make something of it, but then they can't panic and just shoot towards the net afterwards like they have been throughout the rest of the game.
Yeah, they haven't been able to finish those plays. They too reliant maybe on sort of what's got them to this point and just kind of out-muscling their opponents, out-meching them, being the pound-for-pound better players. But once you hit the top 4 at OCE, you're no longer to get that luxury. Another opportunity for Hunter straight down the middle, and Lockie doesn't even jump.
Fair enough, 30 seconds remaining, but look how simple Hunter does it again to get his hat-trick. Just takes it down the pitch, flicks the last player, knows Super Lucky can't get back in time.
5 unanswered goals for the Chiefs in this series, 3 here in the second game. The potential for 2 shutouts in a row. Again, as great as the Chiefs are playing, Pioneers left wanting, only 3 recorded shots, 15 seconds remaining. They're going to lose this game, Yummy. They're going to be down 2-0.
And you'd at least expect that Chiefs would, at this point in time, after 10 minutes, have made one mistake, forced or unforced, to allow KCP to get a goal, or for there to be a moment like that where it bounces off 5 different angles and it leads to a goal. But they've still managed to hold the defense the entire time. They've stayed true to the purpose, and they are now finding themselves 2-0 up, and the timeout called for QTP.
Yeah, this is the most needed timeout I think we have seen so far in this second split right now for the Pioneers. Just coming out flat. And yes, okay, they may have finished that game with 7 shots. 4 of them came in the last 15 seconds when that action was happening in front of the net. They went through a majority of that game. Only 3 shots on target. Again, the shot, be that what it is, maybe not always the greatest indicator of threatening touches. In fact, I'd argue there was even less than 3 throughout that game.
Not too much threat coming out from QTP at all, honestly, from Pioneers. It's kind of maybe that 1 or 2 plays at the very end where they started throwing a bit more bodies at the wall to try and see if any of them would stick to it, but in the end, Hunter getting a three goals. I do regret a little bit of, fully backing on the Pioneers, taking Amphis in my little snake draft, because I was thinking maybe I should be taking Hunter at the end there as well. But I didn't, because I was like, oh, Pioneers are going to win. But the way it is right now,
Oof.
It's looking so controlled. I can't see anything other than a Chiefs 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm starting to worry if we're going to get a Pioneers goal at this stage, just with how, again, composed the Chiefs are. At least, a goal in regulation, I should say, before a game might get out of hand. Granted, the Chiefs, we'll see what happens when they do concede, or if they do concede a goal. What happens if the Pioneers get that early momentum, or if after this timeout buff, we see them return back to more conventional positioning and we get more of that Amphis up front, maybe Lockie a bit further back. We'll see. However, if things go the way they are, yeah, it's going to be a 4-0 Chiefs, most one-sided series almost we've seen yet.
The thing I do very much like about this is, I already mentioned it earlier, Finn playing a role that allows him to be consistently impactful, but also, when have we ever talked about Hunter playing a good, clean game in the past? We always knew him early on, and granted, new experience in the threes arena in RLCS, as almost a ball chase player. Always have to be on the ball player. A player who almost took his own teammate Banana Head out of the game because he was so aggressive. And now we're seeing him play really well in this rotation for the Chiefs, being a nice cog in the machine. And that's also what led him to obviously getting the 3 goals in the last game. The fact that he's working with the team with the bumps and the demos and the simple dribbles down the middle of the pitch.
I feel like that's just been a recurrent theme as well, though, for players like Finn and Kaka, because that tends to be the type of teams they have been on, maybe with the exception of the ground zero lineup Kaka was on previously. However, that should be the goal for Amphis, posting in. Finally, Pioneers get on the board.
Well, the winds have changed ever so slightly here, as Fiber has done so much, and that's what they needed. One person to step up, to take their hand and take control of the game, and it'll be Fiber air dribble all the way, pancaking it with the defender, opening it up for the first goal of the series for Pioneers.
Fiber almost looking to do it again right there, driving it forward. Lockie won't be able to beat out Finn. First time this series here in Game 3, we get to see what the Chiefs look like when playing from a deficit. And, well, they're still playing quite forward. Kaka's still looking for bumps. Not going to find it on Amphis. Hunter there to follow it up. Bounces it off the teammate, though. And all kind of got stuck in the corner right there. Chiefs still maintain possession.
It's going to be Kaka almost getting behind that. He's really still looking just for the 50 plays. Hunter going aerial as he's done all series long, trying to just beat out a player, maybe steal the boost away from the defense, as he's managed to do here. And Pioneers need to make sure that they can find a route out. They've been pinned in for a while. Air dribble pass down with a fake. Kaka will score as per usual.
Watch. Oh, the camera kind of just misses it, but you can see right there, Super Lockie and Amphis double commit for the boost, which gives the Chiefs that extra time to sort of set up that shot and goal. A little bit awkward on the defensive rotations from the Pioneers right there. Chiefs took advantage. Still was an incredibly well-played shot. Yeah, equal game.
I still think those sort of fake air dribble into, passes, essentially the fake coming out from Finn, are one of my favorite goals that still happen. Scored a lot by the old Moist roster, the Vatira, Rise Joyo roster. Scored a lot still by G2 these days, and still so incredibly effective, even to the point where Searbot, the highest quality AI for Rocket League that's been able to beat pros in 2v2s, they do it all the time, and it's so incredibly successful.
Yeah, they've been just finding so many chances, and it's been exciting to watch as Finn will pop it up. Amphis and Fiber kind of stuck back. They have boost, but again, it's the boostless Kaka that's coming in, running disruption. Finn staying there, bumps, almost sets up Hunter. Not able to turn it into the goal.
Going to be touched out. KCP being spending a lot of time in their own half. And it doesn't really matter if it's a tied game. They don't have to stretch quite so hard, as Demo does come through from Finn. Big win from Hunter, but it's going to roll down into a difficult position to follow up on. Still in an awkward spot as Finn looks for the pass into center. Hunter's going to go direct. KCP still struggling to get this out.
Yeah, they just not getting as many opportunities as you'd like to see from that Pioneers side. Not to sound too much like a broken record, because they could have something here. Pass across. Too much juice on it, though. Amphis unable to get up to the play, which will allow a bit of time maybe for the Chiefs to get something here. No sense of urgency, though, just yet, as Kaka now has two defenders behind him. Might be able to push this one forward. Fiverr kind of stuck rotating back as well. Here comes Kaka. Pass back to Finn. Has boost to work with. Pinch through the corner. Third member Hunter not there. Still double commit from the Pioneers and the Chiefs. They could have flipped it back, but then Kaka lets it get away from them.
And Pioneers, they could take advantage of the fact that they're spending a lot of time on defense if they are willing to push somebody forward out into a passing spot during those times. It'll open up quick counterattacks. But for now, they've been so focused on the defense with all three members that they haven't really had the opportunity to kind of reel in, the bait the opponents and maybe capitalize on it.
Yeah, they just can't get that opening, unfortunately. And, well, final minute of play. Looking like we could be seeing our first overtime. And again, this is a must-win game for the Pioneers.
Ooh.
Not going to score on that setup. And now, actually, the Chiefs can come back with a fair bit of momentum. Finn's up for it as the reset. Doesn't put it through, but Kaka's underneath. And it's the Chiefs with the late lead, 2-1.
So willing to gun it forward. Hunter runs all the way to the defensive half. He doesn't even get the bump in the end. But you can see it didn't matter. Kaka trusts that he can still stay in there. He's always in the right position. He's scored 1.5 billion goals throughout this regional. And it looks like Chiefs 40 seconds away from match point.
Super Lucky not able to get the dunk they were looking for. Ball still in a dangerous spot. Amphis hunting for the equalizer. Fiverr's there, but the shot's going to go well wide. And 3-0 down in a must-win series. It could be a disaster for the Pioneers unless they put something together from their own half. Fiverr has a peek, Fiverr has a touch, and it's just going straight into the swarm of that Chiefs defense, and they're already set up, ready to go.
Looks like Chiefs are happy to just try and hold line, look for 50s. There's been a little bit of a fumble here, and Kaka gets bumped away. Hunter's been faked. Super Lucky, get the last one out of there! The ball was traveling at 2 kilometers per hour throughout all of this, and that's all it needed to get past everyone to build the time for Super Lucky.
Oh my goodness, the nerves. You have to play that game of chicken with seconds whittling away. Must-win game. Pioneers keep themselves in it. They don't blow the kickoff. We go to our first overtime.
You're exactly right. Nerves of steel from Super Lucky to just hold it there and trust that his teammate would get the bump as well. We go to overtime, a crucial one, especially for Pioneers to have a chance in this series. Kickoff didn't lead to a goal, but it has led to a lot of pressure here. Amphis to tip it down.
Couldn't quite find Fiverr, who was sitting underneath, and now Chiefs are going to get their own opportunity to attempt to put this one away. Hunter gets it centered. Kaka had the bump from Finn, could have taken the shot, but opts for the side of conservatism, starts to rotate back. That gives the Pioneers a chance. Fiverr again goes for the slow fake, won't get it. Kaka misses the touch. Starting to look a little shaky for the Chiefs. Fiverr puts it in.
A complete turn of the tides from Pioneers. They've started to slow the ball down. They've started to not go straight towards the net, and has created opportunities as Chiefs members go flying back and forth. Pioneers on the board.
That is a big comeback for those Pioneers. Again, 2-second equalizer, puts it away in overtime. They're turning this finally into a series, Yubby. It took them a couple games to get there, maybe that timeout as well. But now the Pioneers with that momentum, they take the net game as well, and this series, the entire scope of it has completely changed.
Quick thinking out from the coach Mock, I would assume, just letting them know they're just, well, their offense was just so direct every single time from Pioneers. As we said in the first 2 games, they're just hitting it straight towards the net from the midfield and hoping that Chiefs would make a mistake, which they just never did. And now we started to see, from the very first goal that Fiverr scored, they're starting to try and work it away into awkward positions to be able to 50 Chiefs, to make them have to guess whether you're faking or not on every single touch when they're in defense. And I'll tell you what, when you're in defense, you usually just go, go, go. I need to start saving. The panic comes in. And that's when the fakes work out.
Yeah, I mean, best emphasized by that goal from Super Lucky. That's sort of what you were describing right there. Either way, I mean, still a lot of work to be done, though, for the Pioneers. And if the Chiefs do take this game 4, it's not like their situation is great despite winning that last game. They need to keep this progress moving forwards. And while, yes, you're saying in the end the Chiefs may have made 1 or 2 mistakes on defense, you could argue those are the only 2 mistakes they have made this series. They are still playing a very strong game, so...
I don't even think... I was saying that they weren't making mistakes on defense, and all of a sudden now KCP are forcing... them to have to guess. And I would say making the wrong decision on a guess is not a mistake. It's, it's unfortunate more than anything else.
That is true. I mean, either way, if the Chiefs continue to, make those wrong decisions, it could be bad, but we'll see. Again, I guess what I was trying to get at is I'm still not sold that the Pioneers are 100% back in this one. I would like to see them win this next game as well, because until I see the Chiefs start making those mistakes, I'm going to be liking the more consistent play.
You'd still think, you still have to put the onus on Pioneers to prove that they'll be able to come back through the rest of the series, but we're still looking a lot better. Will they be able to find those same opportunities, the same incredible plays, the 0-second play, 2-second play that came out from Super Lucky? You can't rely on that, but you can rely on angles, you can rely on the Hunter-Finn connection.
What a strike from Finn right there. So much oomph behind that one. Nothing Fiber can do, and again, it's just good, solid fundamentals on that one. Pass up the middle, Finn ready for it, and just catches the Pioneers before they can completely rotate back.
Hunter has so rarely looked to just hit the ball and throw it away in maybe these classic high-stakes games that happen in the Oceanic region. He's trying to control the ball every time. He's got really good an idea of his surroundings, which is leading him to winning multiple 50s. And in this case, the first goal, he knew that he could just outpace his opponents by just an inch, and that's enough to get the pass across.
And Finn, of course, ready for it. One of the best players in the sky that you would trust in a first strike like that. Really well done for the Chiefs. And once again, they have that lead. Finn's going to find another, splits the gap, 2-0.
Well. Finn's keeping it simple, and he's making the opposition look stupid. There were players all around, but Finn just goes in, and all of a sudden the emphasis is like, I'm meant to be in net. It's going to go sailing in.
Can you believe production gave you a hard time for going Finn instead of Gus right now? Granted, we haven't seen Gus play, but I think that was the right choice.
No, I went Shores. Shores. Yeah. But I also thought that CJ had went Gus. So I had that in my mind. Also, I don't know if I would have gone Gus or not anyway.
Well, it is going to be emphasized. I wasn't really paying attention to what you guys were picking. I'm going to be real. Here we go. It's going to be Fiber down, looking for Super Lucky back up. Looking for Amphis now. They're not going to connect. Still 3 minutes remaining here. Fiber has Amphis forward. We've seen Amphis make this shot before. This time the defense was there.
We'll also say, Finn has been pretty low on the scoreboard the entire time until this game. So, you don't have to worry too much about that one. If you did pick him in your fantasy, we'll be looking at the likes of Hunter for this series. Kaka's had a few fantastic point scores as well. He almost got another one. Chiefs going to be happy at the moment that they're still holding on to the 2-goal lead, and they've still got the pressure on. They'll be able to tick that clock down, get themselves a bit closer.
They're just going for so many bumps right now after these first touches. They're recognizing how the Pioneers are frequently just kind of only having that third member back and not able to turn to the point just yet. Pioneers now going to get themselves on the attack. Amphis, nice play. Finn's going to try to corner it, but instead the ball's going to waterfall down. Hunter, proactive, gets there first, misses the second touch, but there's no follow-up as all of the Pioneers are in the same corner.
Hunter going for a little cheeky play there. I've said that he's controlled the ball so often in those situations, and sometimes you'd think as a KCP member that he's going to do it again. This could have caught him off guard, but Chiefs have managed to keep so much pressure throughout the entire series. That's why Pioneers currently still only 3 shots on the board, still scoreless, still struggling to find their way into this game.
Well, sometimes you just need a big solo play, Yummy, to get yourself in it. Fiber, cheeky little dribble right there, gets the Pioneers on the board.
Love that. Fiber, the first little touch, it goes really far off the wall, uses his flip to not just reach out to it, but also to get the extra power on that. And he's brought them back. He's brought KCP back into the game after they were struggling to even get shots on the board previously.
And there's still a good time to be able to get that next goal as well. I mean, last game told us they only need 2 seconds. Hunter, though, is going to try to set up the backboard. Liked it. A little bit more power to get it further back there. It's all right, though. Still with that lead, Pioneers. Gonna be hunting for the equalizing shot. Amphis gets a touch down to Super Lucky, but nowhere safe to put it from that angle. Has to try to dribble it. Hunter will burn the boost to go up, and Finn gets the clear back to the orange side.
Will Finn get the follow? He looked very close to the skimmy dim, but ended up just sailing past. Could have been the sealer. Instead, it's Super Lucky going from the ceiling, and 40 seconds left. They need to find that goal very soon. Can't rely on that 0-second goal once again.
I found it interesting, though, when Finn goes up for that play, both Hunter and Kaka stayed all the way back. It's a very defensive mindset right now for the Chiefs. They do not want to concede anything close to that equalizer. Hunter, though, is going to keep the Pioneers off balance on this approach. Fiber wins the 50, can't get it past Finn, however, and it should be Hunter to the ball first. 15 seconds to go. It is still the Chiefs trying to hold on. Amphis, though, with a chance, double touch, it's in!
Amphis steps up when it really matters. Super Lucky high into the sky. Amphis jumps early, finds the flip reset. That's dirty. And he's done it with 11 seconds to keep Pioneers alive.
2 equalizing goals in the final 15 seconds for the Pioneers. Last time, they converted it to a much-needed overtime win. This time, they might be looking to end it in regulation. The Chiefs, I mean, because here comes Finn. Shot will be saved by Amphis, but there'll still be one more attempt. Hunter has Kaka, has the backward. Fiber puts it down. Amphis can't dribble it, and we go to OT.
Chiefs may have tried to hold the park the bus a little too much there, and it's ended up costing them. No, the kickoff goal just going wide. Amphis did find the opening right off the very first second, and there's another shot. It will go wide once again. Pioneers fighting from the get-go.
Yeah, they're looking for it right now, and again, very aggressive positioning from them. As Super Lucky will maintain that attack. Fiber stealing boost away in that back corner, but the ball goes to the opposite side. So now, here comes the Chiefs. Kaka, well, fake the musty, wanted to go underneath, but wasn't able to get it. As Super Lucky connects with Fiber, deep clear. Finn will make the save.
There's going to be moments that Chiefs remember in this game that they could have scored, but they sent it sailing a little wide in regulation time. They want to make sure that they win it now in overtime and get themselves onto match point. But Pioneers, they are true Aussie battlers at the moment. They haven't been giving up. Out of defense goes Super Lucky. A massive double demo. It's all on Finn with 0 boost, and he does it!
Big save from Finn, but they're not out of danger yet. Super Lucky won't get the chance underneath. Amphis slows it down midfield. Finn, no boost, can't contest. It has to be Kaka from further behind. Doesn't get to the intercept, however. It does look like the Pioneers offense might slow down. Fiber has the boost for a solo play. Hunter bumped off it. Lucky underneath. We're tied.
Overtime specialists. Clutch players, it seems, on Pioneers just as they're about to be sent out of the bracket. They rise like the Phoenix. Super Lucky has got them the sealer and has tied a 2-all series.
And it's coming from these big individual moments, Yummy. It's coming from these big plays, like taking a look back at a lot of the goals. The Amphis double, obviously 11 seconds. It was Fiber getting that first goal just with the read out of the corner. And even in that overtime setup, you could argue it was kind of Lucky again with the bump dribble setup right there. They're going back to their strengths, which is this dynamic offense, this dynamic attack that it's relying heavily on the mechanics, yes, but it makes you second guess. It makes you guess, and the Chiefs have just been getting caught out one too many times.
If they keep it too simple the entire time, they become too predictable, as you kind of alluded to right there. And all of a sudden, you're seeing Amphis jumping early for an insane double, using a flip reset off the backboard. You see Super Lucky working it in with all 3 members pushing up there, getting bumps. And yeah, this is the kind of dynamicism we needed to see from Pioneers earlier on in the series. But they've managed to do it here. And as we as we go through this timeout, it's going to be interesting to see what differences come out for the Chiefs afterwards.
I feel like the Chiefs, though, are almost being a little too, I guess, passive in allowing the Pioneers to play that more dynamic style when the situation where they are.
That's because it was working throughout the first 2 games, right? Being passive was working completely. They didn't need to do anything and they were dominating. And even still, it's probably got to feel close that they can play, a very simple game and still go into overtime both times.
Yeah, I mean, again, it does sting, though, when you're giving up those goals. Again, 2 equalizing goals with under 15 seconds remaining, 1 at 11, 1 at 2. Really proving now the Pioneers are that team you cannot kind of write off until the game is over. But I guess, again, I want to see more of what we saw at the very start of this series. Back, when the games were a little bit closer, when the Chiefs, I should say, were willing to be more aggressive. When we saw Finn being that disruptive force, I feel like once they got that 2-goal lead, they kind of stopped doing that.
They didn't really push the issue multiple times, but there were also some missed shots where they just hit the post, and obviously they could have sealed the deal right then and there if they hit them. Unfortunately, you look at this series, and if Pioneers end up winning this entire series, it's going to be a memorable one, because there's going to be 2 stories. In Twitch chat, maybe you guys can help me out. If Pioneers win, are they the biggest clutch 0-second or last 10-second goal scorers in all of OCE, or would that make Chiefs the biggest throwers?
I mean, isn't Negative the biggest, 0-second goal scorer right now in OCE?
Hey, he's not in contention for the major.
Okay. Finn, first shot, it's in! 1-0 for the Chiefs.
Great stuff. Once again, Chiefs getting the early lead, as they've done throughout the entire series. Kake getting a bump after the setup that just made it too awkward for the defense.
Yeah, just wasn't quite able to get that right spot. Big, powerful strike, and again, we do see the Chiefs with that early lead, and this time I'd like to see him keep pushing the issue. It's well too early to be conservative here. Finn almost gets another super lucky diving save.
It is well too early, and we haven't seen them go conservative with only the 1-goal lead just yet. They've kind of just been playing conservative as their standard game, and we'll see if that does continue or whether they start going a little bit more risky. Nothing really out of the ordinary from the rest of the series that we've seen so far. Chiefs looking to be more stable.
They are. Oh, that's just a freebie for Super Lucky. Chiefs kind of caught out right there.
That was the mistake I was talking about. Wasn't happening throughout the rest of the series. I think they were expecting Hunter to get a big clear there, but with a bump and the pressure on, ends up being a completely open net in a tied game again.
All of a sudden, Pioneers, this is like the earliest goal it feels like they've scored so far in the series outside of Game 3. I want to say Kaka will put it up towards the backboard. Locky doesn't get the read, so it's a shot on. Triple commit. Ball put well up high. Hunter still there. Fakes it to Finn, who will dribble it through.
There's not often that you can triple commit right in front of the net and get away with it. And again, this is not going to be one of those scenarios, but it almost was. It was still a good shot from Finn, the bounce into the top corner to seal it.
I mean, with that delay, it was kind of a triple-triple. They had all recovered and almost had a second chance there. But yeah, that would be a good goal right there for the Chiefs to retake that lead. Finn starting to look very strong right now in this 5th game, I dare say, as Pioneers putting pressure on. They're looking to equalize. It will wind up in Hunter's possession. Kaka tries to bang it through, but Anthus holds it down. Gets the second touch as well. Super Lucky with a chance. But whoa! Where's that going? It nearly goes in the wrong net.
It's very clear he wanted to hit that into the roof as a pass across the fiber and ends up, well, making Ahmed proud with the kind of angle that he was able to get just in the wrong direction. Fortunately, it wasn't towards the actual goal. It's not going to help Pioneers on their comeback, but on the same note, we know Pioneers are going to probably wait to the last 10 seconds.
We'll see what they can find. Ampus down to fiber. Not able to connect, not in the way they would like. So Kaka will look to go middle of the pitch. Lockie's going to play keep away, looking for that next touch. Finn underneath makes that first touch. Fiber going to bounce it off that side as well. Again, just trying to bait the defense into committing to something. Hunter does. But Fiber doesn't get the bump on Kaka in time, so defense continues to hold, and that clear nearly goes all the way back again.
Never really going to go into the net, but it's made it awkward for Pioneers, who had set themselves up into a good position. Speaking of, Finn has put himself into a position to pressure Super Locky, maybe force out a mistake. Saved a little bit by Amphis here as Kaka gets the collection. Hunter in support. Hunter, he didn't know that Super Locky was about to get bumped.
Yeah, I didn't really kind of foresee, I guess, the pressure that would have been coming from that Chiefs side. A little bit surprising there either way. Will be Fiber still maintaining possession with 0 boost, looking to set up Super Locky. Kaka plays keep away. Now a bit of a breakaway as well. Kaka has a chance to throw it to somebody, but there was nobody else on the Chiefs ready to receive any sort of pass, so instead they just kind of play keep away. And that does buy the time for Hunter to set up in the middle field. Finn right behind as well, going to try to bang this one through into the corner. Amphis gets the read. Kaka is there. Both sides kind of feeling each other out right now. Reset from Kaka, does get the beat, and it's a 3-1 lead.
What a legend. He's been the 50 king all event long, uses the flip reset, just gets behind the ball, dunked him down. 3-1 lead. There's no way Chiefs can lose from here, can they?
I don't want to go that far. I'm not writing the Pioneers off yet, but I will say it's good to see some flashy mechanics out of Kaka every now and then. Fiber off the roof, has Amphis underneath. Won't turn it into the strike.
Kaka has brought out a couple of those across the weekend, but he's been more known for his keeping it simple strategy. Amphis goes high. Needs to be a good shot. Finn, another save when it really counts.
There's been so many clutch saves, it feels like, on that Chiefs side. Really well done. Pioneers would have loved that goal. It's a lot easier to find one goal in the final minute than two, however. See what they can piece together. Locky gets a big demo. Now Kaka kind of stuck in a slightly awkward spot, plays a bit of shadow defense, enough to get the offense mildly off balance, and Hunter with possession will bring it back the other way.
Hunter tries to maybe even a fourth goal. Finn's gone soaring past this. Now they have to all rush back. Fiber has the flip reset. Dunks one. Kaka was there to collect, and he had full boost. A demo almost led to an open net.
Almost found it, but still, there's a chance. That said, Pioneers, they need to score on this attack for a realistic chance to equalize. Ball just gets jammed, though, in the corner. The Pioneers are not going to find much on this approach. 25 seconds remaining. And if the Chiefs can play keep away, it's good. Instead, they give it up. It's a 1v1, Locky versus Hunter, and Hunter wins out.
It had to be right there for Super Locky, and as you said, Hunter was the one who reads the flick and shuts it down before it can happen. Chiefs, a great turnaround. The timeout buff is real and has put them on to match point, grand final point, and maybe, for all intents and purposes, major point.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is so massive for the Chiefs. If they can win one of these next two games, at minimum, that 2-series advantage going into the final regional, it's going to force the Pioneers in a position where they are going to have to win and hope that the Chiefs don't face them in that finals to get that second spot, or at least a tiebreaker for it. And we all know the form that Power has been in. So, to put it mildly, Pioneers, it is kind of do or die right now. You'll be back against the wall, having to win 2 in a row. Can they do it?
And the nice thing for Chiefs is, even though the major is there in front of them, if they lose, the major's not taken away. They still will get a really good run, or a fair run, in the third event to make the major. So that puts a little less pressure on them to do it right here, right now. That's going to make it even more of an uphill battle for Pioneers, who know that it's a must-win.
Yeah, it's just all of that pressure kind of coming down to this moment. Game 6 and maybe a Game 7 if the Pioneers can start to bring it back here. And again, for players, like we said at the start, for a player like Finn, what it would mean for him to get himself to his first major, or in the driver's seat. He's been so close before, it feels like, and he's played spoiler many a time. It'd be great for him to be in the driver's seat for once. 5 minutes on that clock. Here we go, Game 6.
London's calling. Will Chiefs answer that one? Or will it be Pioneers, just to put them on hold for now? Almost right off the kickoff. Hunter's still hungry, and he's been now the one playing very much first man as Kaka goes for the pre-jump, and he's willing to take a risk now too.
Yeah, I mean, they want to take it, and maybe they'll come back to bite them. Lob shot is in. First blood stricken by the Pioneers.
The first real time here for Pioneers to get the early goal, at least since game number 3, where Fiber got an early one. They ended up winning that. Chiefs, for the most part, have been able to get the domination of the regulation play.
Yeah, and that was just, the most aggressive almost we'd seen from the Chiefs, so naturally they get punished for it. A good lob shot from Lockie. We have seen the Chiefs play from behind, though, and in the past they were able to equalize, so we don't want to write them off, obviously, well too early, but I don't think it changes up their play style too much when behind, as Finn gets past 2 and nearly forces the own goal out of Amphis.
This is more what we expect to see from the Chiefs from the rest of the series. Is, I'd say, a controlling attacking style where they're just trying to pin you into the defense. The first goal going the other way was more because they went complete aggressive with pre-jumps. Cost them quite dearly. Hunter again controlling. Trying to find any little gap in this armor for Pioneers to tie up the game once again. Hunter! That's a third attempt almost going past.
That reset would have been massive for the Chiefs, but instead, they're still left wanting. They're still left hunting. Finn won't be able to get the boost or the demo this time around, so pressure thrown right back. Lockie gets denied the backboard by Kaka. Has Hunter underneath, so we'll leave it for the player with more boost. Fiber goes up to challenge, misses out, but does force Hunter opposite end. 50, I'd say kind of won actually by the blue side right there, but they can't get the second.
Kaka again going forward. He's hit the backboard, a lot more power than defenders expected. Super lucky, despite being that sort of third man in a defensive situation, had to rush back to the net to try and save the day. It's going to be Kaka, always first on this ball right now. Looking for this extra touch. Super lucky goes for the 50. No, is actually trying to fake it underneath.
And as an end result, it does eventually lead to that Pioneers pressure. They find too much after that, not quite yet. Fiber again to the backboard. Here comes Super Lucky, too slow. Kaka burns all the boost to make the save. Finn, no boost, throws it forward. Stays on the play, though, and it's a bit of a lob shot, forcing Fiber to dive. All of that on 0 boost. Finn is still a monster out there, but now here comes the Pioneers.
Fiber didn't quite have enough boosts on his way out of defense to turn that into a pass. That means Hunter gets his own opportunity to touch too far away from himself. But he'll still get the chance to gather it up once again. Look for the play. He's been so dastardly around those walls.
So fast, so efficient. The touches where they need to be. Findo may have found one here. That's the equalizer.
Laser beam strike from Finn. Fiber had to contend with Kaka, who has set up so many of these with 50s. And Finn, he sensed blood in the water. He knew where to strike, and he strikes true.
He wants to go to London so bad, you know it, and he is playing like it. Finn, the player with the least international experience, has been stepping up the most, it feels like, at times on this pitch. Does he have another one in him? Again, it's a good 50 setup. Hunter's there to follow up. Chiefs with the lead.
Hunter now getting involved in the 50 gang. Finn and Hunter working together on the wall. Fiber once again completely beaten out. I'd honestly say a little bit of a mistake there from Fiber. He needs to play that a bit more carefully. And now Pioneers, they're behind again and needing to search for a frantic goal.
We've seen them get a couple already, so we can't write them out, and that's why the Chiefs are still sending everyone forward into the box. They want that 2-goal cushion, not going to get it yet. A chance for Amphis, shot on post, save, but here comes Fiber, and we're tied 2-2.
That's the power of a good shot. Top corner, difficult save. Finn got faked out from Super Lucky. Hunter makes an incredible save, but of course, he doesn't have the ability to clear it out at the same time. Tied game once again.
There we go, just 89 seconds to be specific on that clock until an overtime, but the way how this is speeding up, Yummy, I'm not sure we get there. I still feel like there's a couple more goals in regulation. Super Lucky tends to agree. Going up, can't get it underneath Finn. Kaka, not fast enough to turn that into a breakaway.
So far, Pioneers have won both the overtimes that occurred through this series. Of course, the only game wins they got were from overtimes. Maybe they'd be confident to do it once again. So Chiefs need to try and do this in the next minute. It's going to be Kaka to step up. He doesn't want to give up on the major. There's a massive demo. One in return. Hunter alone. Hunter tries to find the pass. It's just tickled away.
Finn, though, still going to have an opportunity. It's off the backward. Kaka's there. Lockie, patient defense. Big time save, but the pressure stays on Hunter. Looking for the bump. Kaka looking for the shot. It's a slow roller. Hunter's there. Into the corner we go. Finn keeps it on. Fiber, no boost. Leaves it for Amphiss, who goes for the fake. That sets up the 50, which Kaka wins out. Now Hunter back with that half moon of tank. It's all he needs. Kaka gets it in! 21 seconds, have the Chiefs put it through!
They were completely drained. Chiefs were keeping it there. They were making him struggle. You look at Fiber, who managed to get maybe 5 in the tank. And Chiefs find themselves 20 seconds away from the grand final. 20 seconds away from that almost guaranteed ticket to London.
Oof. Here we go, 15 seconds. I mean, the Pioneers have found 2 equalizers to go to overtime from this position and have gone on to win them both. They'll need to do it a 3rd time, and on their own half, it's that much more difficult. Last gasp for the Pioneers. Amphiss straight into Kaka. Super lucky. Going with the dribble. Has Fiber behind. Tries to pop it up. Hunter catches. Just needs to down it. Fiber is there, but the ball goes the wrong way. Amphiss desperation keeps it out from Kaka's reach. And now, Super lucky gets the space to work. Has Fiber underneath. Keeps it high. Finn down. Fiber shot wide.
Still manages to keep it up, but that's not going to be enough. Finn sends it down the other end. A psycho, but that might not be in their favor, as that's difficult, but Fiber manages to hit the corner.
How are they still in this, Yummy? Lockie, no! It's a missed touch! Chiefs go through to the final!
They've made it to the final. They find themselves 2 placements ahead of Pioneers, their greatest rivals when it comes to the major and when it comes to Worlds. They're starting to believe, and maybe, CJ, maybe we see Finn at his first LAN.
That was a massive win. I tell you what, you said it early on in the series, Yummy. It was looking like a 4-0, and Chiefs, well, the Pioneers did everything to scrap their way to those last-second goals to tie that one up, to force Game 6, but in the end, that's unsustainable. Surely you can't keep equalising and winning in overtimes time and time again. Well done to the Chiefs clutching up, but Pioneers gave them a run for their money.
Yeah, they definitely did. And I mean, especially in the second half of that series, I would still argue if you're going into a semifinal and you can't score a goal in the first 2 games, there are concerns there. And I am a little bit worried why the Pioneers were slow out of the gate here today. But the Chiefs, I mean, it allowed them to settle. It allowed them to play the kind of style they wanted to, Yummy. And then that was enough to carry them over the edge once the series got as tight like we were expecting.
I'm still just so impressed by Hunter playing a smart style. You know, he was being first man a lot of the time, but he was keeping control. He wasn't taking crazy risks. He wasn't sort of just throwing himself at it. He was always working in ways that would work well with his 2 teammates.
I didn't want to say I told you so, but they just look like the teamier team there in that semi-final. Ladies and gents, we've got to go to a break. After this, we'll have another semi-final and maybe a little cheeky interview from someone on the Chiefs.
But it has instinct and a ferocious desire to survive and reproduce. Their antennae detect food and water, so the roach keeps its antennae clean. They're small and can fit in the cracks of crevices. Roaches have great peripheral vision.
Chiefs are through to the grand final, and you know what? We're going to go straight into an interview. We're bringing in a legend of OCE. No longer has the sink behind him, but he's sinking in goals left, right, and center. Hunter, how you doing, mate? It's been a while.
It has been a while. I spoke to you for a fair bit, but I'm doing good.
Good.
That series, grand final comes, so.
Were you kind of thinking of that series as like we win this and we're pretty set for the major, or is that not even on your mind at the moment?
Not really. Well, that's on my mind right now, the boys' minds. I mean, maybe Finn hasn't gone to a major, but just winning this regional, to be honest. We're not really thinking too much ahead, like that far. I think like if you want to be able to compete internationally, which is kind of the goal to go over, you got to be able to at least win over here. So for us, we're just focusing on what we got right now, and that's the grand final coming up.
Every time I see you, Hunter, you're either in a hallway, you're in a kitchen, and now it looks like you're getting your room painted. What's going on? You got lighting behind you. You've got your hoodie on. You look cold. I like that. That like that kit though.
That
looks
comfy,
snuggly.
not cold.
Well, you look comfy, but it looks like it must be cold in there to be wearing that.
Yeah, no, I'm in the hallway. We've been renovating the house, so it's like kind of cold in here. And behind us, there's a bunch of parts that they have to build the house. And I'm just in the hallway, so I've been playing for a bit now. Before that was in the old kitchen. That's all gone, so it's a bit cold in the hallway, but I don't know, good prep for land. It's cold on that stage, so.
Did you just put up that bubble wrap for this interview, or is that a pre?
No, that's like a, I don't know, a painting or something. I don't know what that is.
I thought you might have been hiding, something behind it.
Or it could be like
No.
sound suppression, some noise. When Hunter gets too loud, yelling, don't want to annoy the neighbors. I guess a question bringing back to sort of that series and almost like the play style with this team, because it feels like playing with Kaka and Finn, you actually have changed your style a little bit, dare I say. You're being a little bit more conservative. The rotations have cleaned up. Has that been a symptom of coaching, just adapting to your play, to your teammates and their style, or how has that kind of come to be?
I think the team, I'd definitely play a different style than any team I've been on. I'd say we're actually more aggressive than the team, especially I was on last split. We're a pretty defensive-based team, but like, I don't know, we just focus on every scrim, just trying to get better individually, minimizing like the mistakes we make, not giving away too many goals, and then just capitalizing on the pressure like we can create individually. But yeah, it's just kind of a product of the environment I've been in, not a conscious effort.
I've just realised that you sound fine for us, but for the stream, I think you've got your webcam mic
We're loving
connected.
it.
Yeah.
So, but trust me, he sounds fantastic for us. Look, I'll give you one more question because I'm not sure the chat want to listen to this one for much longer. We might have to fix the mic after the grand final, Hunt. Comparing this team to last split, you're looking pretty comfy. It's not too much panic, not as much panic as what you had with the boys last time. What's the difference with Finn and Kaka?
Well, I think everyone's great players, all six of us, it's five of us, sorry, but it's just like as a group, I think we've got a clearer vision on how we want to play. So when you know how you want to play, it's much easier in the series to just execute. You don't have to focus on too much. You just play how you've been practicing in scrims, and I found it easier to play. But obviously, it's kind of just preference, really. I don't know how teams in this game work. You just throw them together and it works or it doesn't.
Awesome. Well, good luck in the grand final. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Yeah, all good.
So we need to get into the next series as well as we head to the other side of the semi-finals. I was going to wrap it up because I already knew that the audio was screwed and we need to get to the next series because admins are yelling at us. But let's get into the next series. We go to the other side. Power versus Kib Gang. Number 1 versus what you'd have to say is number 4 right now.
Yeah, I mean, Kib Gang have done a good job earning that number 4 spot with the win over Ground Zero that we saw in the quarterfinals. Last time they were in this position, they fell a little bit short to the Chiefs, so definitely coming in as major underdogs in this one, CJ. However, I mean, when they do play well, we've seen some very high highs from them.
Yeah, it felt like that first series was the grand final. It was the one with everything on the line. But in OCE's true OCE fashion, this one could just absolutely turn into a doozy. We don't know. Could be a massive upset. Where, Yummy, when everything feels like it's in order, that's when OCE reminds you that it's not. So, look, Power deserved favourites. They're the best team in the region, best team we've had in OCE. well, the most dominant team we've had in the Open era, and they should be able to get the job done. How to Kib Gang get it done though, Yummy? How do they upset this power lineup?
It's very difficult. Some of it has to come down to power as well. You know, like we saw in Swiss, power were struggling then. They were being over-aggressive. And maybe Kib Gang can kind of rely on some of that, because even when they've tightened it up, power still can be over-aggressive. They can maybe throw a little too much at times. If you can absorb a little of that pressure and still be willing to have somebody move forward for a counter-attack, then there's a good chance that you get 3 goals from that.
Yeah, but like who on, I guess, would we say that Kib Gang side, though, has showed us that's the kind of style of play that they're going to be comfortable with. I know Gus is someone who likes to be forward and kind of mechy as well. Shores has kind of been filling up in that role as well. I'm not sure that's an approach that we've really been seeing the Kib Gang taking.
Yeah.
Well, Scrub has got a lot of experience doing that, because they did that. He did a lot on Pioneers. I think everybody's had experience of being placed under pressure for long periods of time. It's whether you can kind of stay calm and focused under the nerves of RLCS to still not focus only on defense in those moments.
Yeah, I think Scrub was a little bit quieter yesterday, and coming into this one, would love to see him step up, and also seeing Chiefs get the win. That makes it harder for that second spot. If Chiefs keep performing, they probably would have preferred Pioneers to keep it closer at the top. If you Kib Gang, so even more importance, I'd say, on this series, if they can get an upset, because they need to chase down Chiefs as well.
Yeah. I mean, if they get that upset, then, yeah, all of a sudden, maybe we're crowning the Chiefs too soon, especially if they could go on to win this entire regional. So, still is a lot on the line. Kib Gang might be that 4th seed, but they still are one of the contenders for the major.
I love our Twitch chat, by the way.
Have Power won a prediction? Have Power won a single prediction this event?
Yeah, I just love that they're always like, okay, here's the underdogs. They're just going to predict them. Let's go and get it. And, sometimes they've been right and we've been wrong. Most of the time we've been right. Anyway, let's get into the semi-final.
Let's do it. Semi-final time, formal. 1 down, 2 to go here in beautiful Chemjip Sunday OCE Open Qualifier number 5. We've got the best team in OCE, taking on, I'd say, the 4th team in OCE for now, but certainly firmly in that top 4. So it's not impossible for an upset to happen. I'd love to see it, to really blow their rankings and the points wide open.
Yeah, I mean, look, in a lot of ways, if Kib Gang does get this win, then all of a sudden we're calling the Pioneers the number 4 team, right? And they kind of slip up at that one spot because, again, Pioneers also have been getting the same results up to this stage as the Kib Gang, and it is the Kib Gang now with the potential to make that upset happen. We keep talking about that Swiss performance last regional from Power and how, like, oh, they looked kind of shaky then. They didn't look themselves. But that's not the Power we've been seeing since then. It feels like this 5th regional, they've been back on form. They've been playing with something to prove, and they've been nigh unstoppable.
And we saw Big T yesterday, absolutely dominating, clear MVP performance in that quarterfinal. Pretty handy sweep from Team Power, and as you said, they are in pretty good form. Even when they had a couple of rough series, it feels like the way they can change their play style on the fly, series to series, game to game, is why they are the best team. And early on, they've had a couple of decent chances. Look at the bumps, look at the early aggression. As Big T's faking everyone out. Fever playing that 3rd man role, just happy to keep the ball in.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite the right angle for the decisive finishing strike, but I mean, to kind of put how this regional has been going sort of into context for everybody, as Banana Head misses that chance, Fever will put it wide as well. I mean, they're still on the run for a perfect, essentially, regional. Like, they have yet to drop a game in this 5th time around, although they're going to have to come from behind here because Scrub gets the first goal.
Yeah, to drop a game. They're going to drop the first goal in game number 1 here. It's Gus just carrying it downfield. Torsos with the pre-jump, and that's not the 50 that he wanted. Fever creeping up, expecting at least it to be neutralised in that midfield or a win. Nope, that ball's gone behind you. That's best possible start here for Kib Gang, who really haven't had much of an attack early, but they have been clinical in the counter-attack. Torsos trying to get one back here for Team Power. Kib Gang just holding the fort early.
Maybe it's because it's still fresh on my mind, but I'm seeing a couple similarities actually from the Pioneers right now, where Power just putting a lot of shots towards the net. Nothing really too dynamic, although that dunk from Torsos is going to help. They just haven't been able to finish these plays despite, setting themselves in good position. 3rd member, sometimes a little too far forward, sometimes not quite that right angle. The touch not quite where it needs to be. Definitely not the dominant power we've seen thus yet.
And not quite. Double wifty coming through as well. Gus with space. That's dangerous. Torsos knew it. Had to go straight away. Gets the challenge in. This Fever's just going to push forward, surging upfield. Let's get the 50 with no boost. And I like these demos coming through. This is the best way to nullify and counter this offense from Power is to just get some demos, clear them out of the way, get rid of players on the pitch. I'm starting to see that from Kib Gang. It's good intent early here, Formula. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Kibbers.
Well, that's a good bomb. Not good enough. Scrub was able to recover and make that save. And yeah, the defense from the Kib Gang, patient, sitting back, trying to force Power maybe to overextend again to set up more of those counterattacking goals. Feel like the Desk got that one right, and sort of that could be the winning approach. And until we see Power equalize or get a lead, I mean, Kib Gang are going to be super comfortable in this position. Yeah,
they've just started a little bit hotter. They've made the most of their chances and put a lot of pressure now onto Power. You can see Fever getting desperate. He's looking for bumps on the backboard. Even Banana Head flying there. You wouldn't usually see him go for that, but this is what the situation calls for. Just over 90 seconds left. Demo's coming through again. It's Banana Head getting removed. Torsos is pushing forward. Fever and Tors trying to be that dynamic duo up front. But Banana Head can't get in the play. Again, that aggression from Kib Gang is doing them wonders in defense.
It's actually quite amazing, and we're now just over a minute away from an actual, upset start to kick this one off. Kib Gang, what a statement it could be to come in game number 1 and take the first game off Power this regional. Granted, job still not done. Power still going to get 1 or 2 more chances in this. It could come right here. Torsos dribbling it down. Will force Gus out of the corner.
Yeah, they're getting desperate now. You can see Banana Head. He's just looking for bumps on last man. He's throwing everything at this attack, and, well, they might just lose a second goal here, Power, if they're not too careful. We can see Fever 0 boost. He's looking for bumps. Banana Head's trying to force it through. Torsos is under the ball. They're way too crept. There's still a lot of time left for them to be going like this. It's not like it's 0 seconds. It's a nice pop from Banana Head, keeping pressure on. Fever sitting close again. They're just way too crept up on the offense here, Power. They're not giving themselves space to work. And this could be the chance for Gus.
Boy.
Yeah, bottom corner wide open. Kib Gang, this has been an exhibition in game number 1.
Yeah, just super consistent, strong defense, patient game, wait for the opportunity, and then when you get your shot, make sure you don't miss. The bus now can be properly parked after that goal from Gus right there. Half a minute still to go. Power, I mean, they've got some cool kickoff strats. Not going to see it right here. This first game, it's going to go the way of the Kib Gang.
Yeah, you can an upset in game 1 score-wise, but it's more the fact that they've kept Power to a clean sheet. That is something that very few teams do, and I talked about in the pre-show OCE's lack of defense. We know they've got offense, but keeping them scoreless is super impressive. And Gus, he gets a brace, he gets 2 on the board. This has been, I tell you what, if you took away the nameplates, I would have said that's Team Power on the blue side, because they've been looking pretty good here first up.
Yeah, again, just forcing that own goal off Fever right there. A fantastic opening for the Kib Gang. And again, I was calling out similarities. That should be 4-0 realistically. Shorts puts it wide. Similarities in kind of how the Chiefs look. Just the more disciplined team coming out strong. And normally that would be Power, yes, but game number 1, it was all Kib Gang.
Indeed it was. I mean, 5 shots for 3 goals. Both teams having 5 shots, but as you said, they were playing a lot of defense there, Kib Gang, but Power's just chaos. It almost was their undoing in the end there for Team Power. They got caught out. Their third man was creeping up way too high. It's almost like they tried to force that win rather than just playing their regular game. And when you're playing a quality side like Kib Gang, you've got to give them the respect that they deserve, and that's not what Power did. Kib Gang capitalized with 3 goals of their own.
I mean, you've played with them, CJ, so you can attest. Maybe I might, if I'm wrong in kind of reading this, but Fever, in my eyes, seems like the cool, calm head on a team. But he was the one who was creeping up the most. He was the one who was playing almost like the most excited, the most eager to try to force something like in that third-man role. And to me, that's very almost surprising.
Yeah, look, he is that cool, calm head, but at the same time, he has high expectations on himself and on the team as well. So, coming into this matchup, when you're versing Kib Gang, he'd also be thinking, we're better than these guys. Let's push up. And then you see him creeping a little bit, and that can cause some mistakes. So I agree with you. He's certainly usually quite a composed individual, but he also has that element of, just knowing that he's the better team. And that can cause you to get unstuck when the other team is performing and playing as structurally sound as Kib Gang.
It's just funny, just the idea of, like, out of everybody in the top 4, yeah, Fever, you're going to need to calm it down, all right, buddy? You're a little too wild right now. You're a little too crazy. And he's one of, you know, the nicest, most soft-spoken people out there. Either way, here comes the Kid Gang out of the gate. Well, they're sending everybody this time, and maybe they've overextended. Fortunately, Scrub's able to rotate back.
He gets it out, but he's caught himself on the wall, and that demo's going to really help Gus, though. Time and time again, even when Power try and force a demo, force a play, has been that last man for Kid Gang to help them out. And again, you just see 2 players from Power in the same spot, sitting on the wall. It's Banana Head. He's looking frustrated. He's getting demos, but they're not very effective. They're just sending a message rather than letting them get a goal as Gus gets a whiff, but Scrub helping him out. It's great teamwork from Kid Gang once again.
Yeah, and that was just another situation where Banana Head, you know, trying to set up the rest of the team, but Power maybe a little bit too far forward, not really able to follow through with that. Banana Head also maybe could have taken a shot in that situation to try to get the defense off balance, but when you telegraph sort of the use of the backboard right there, and with the way how Kid Gang is playing defense, they're going to play it patient and read it, and now Shores has a chance to come back the other way, sets up Scrub, backboard, here's the bus. Oh, Banana Head underneath will make the save.
Yeah, great speed from Banana Boy. He just recognized the threat there, knowing that infield was coming in off the side wall as Shores. A lot of composure from him off the ceiling. I like that. Gus has crept up a bit. They have squeezed up this structure right now, Kid Gang. Scrub, though, won't be troubled too much by that shot. Power keeping the ball in. Can they get their first goal of the series? It's been 7 minutes of Rocket League. They haven't scored yet, and Gus is looking for that counter-attack. Shores staying close as well off the side. He has been bumped. Banana Head trying to find Fever. They're all in the same spot. This is awkward here for Team Power. Not the positioning that they'd love, even Fever with the clear, but he's got no boost. Torsos with no boost as well.
Whoa.
All they can do is challenge in the midfield, throw themselves at it, even when they get these wins. That lack of boost is going to mean it's going to come straight down the other end like this, but Fever again, that positioning. Well, it's paid off here.
Oh,
The Torsos is gone for the huge fake. Almost works out. Just no boost for Power. It's so weird to see. Usually, they're scooping up everything.
Yeah, Power is the team known for their fast pace, known for just maintaining all the boost, and well, I guess they don't need it, CJ, because Fever is going to slow dribble that one in.
Yeah, the demo, look at this. It's Scrub waiting down and Banana Head. Those demos eventually come through with, I guess, one of the only effective demos they've had, but it's worked out. Last man removed, open net, Fever. All he has to do is land on that one and get it in the back of the net. Power get there first on the board. Could this be the damn wall breaking? Well, we're about to find out.
I mean, it took a game and a half to happen, and well, now it's almost looking like it's breaking back the other way. Fever, fortunately, for the Power side, able to get back there and slow it down. Gus' counterattack still proving to be dangerous. However, it has to be a bit of, lifting the weight off their shoulders, getting that first point through. You'd expect Power to follow it up with, more of that attack, more of those bumps and demos. Maybe we'll see it here. Banana Head pressures on Gus. Fever goes around Shores, but there's no one there to finish the play.
Torsos goes double commit from Kid Gang, but again, they're not using too many resources. You can still see they have boost. Look at the speed from Fever out of defense in transition. Torsos is going to scoop up the 100 as well. Might be able to get an offensive set off this one. Torsos, great challenge. Again, another pre-jump. Little wall dash as well. Scrub with the patience. So able to clear that ball downfield. Kid Gang, to their credit, doing well at keeping it out of trouble when they are defending. But they need to find a goal here with 90 seconds left.
Yeah, they're hunting for it. Torsos has Fever outside the box. There's the bump. There's the shot. Sets up Banana Head. Gus, though, parks it. Really good patient defense right there. However, Power is just not allowing the clears. Fever everywhere he needs to be to just stifle every touch, every challenge right now. Now, nothing given for free, I dare say, over to the Kid Gang as they do finally get on the attack, but there's going to be nothing sustaining it.
Yeah, that's ridiculous from Fever. He pre-jumped early and he somehow read the backboard off the ceiling touch. Banana Head just brute forces his way through. 58 seconds left. Power get their second. They might just be able to respond here in game number 2.
A 1v1 situation against Banana Head is not, an enviable place to be for any defender, I'd say, in this region. You'd always kind of bank on Banana Head to seal the deal. Does so one more time. Kickoff, though, a little bit interesting from the Power side. It doesn't really work out for them, but with a 2-goal lead, 50 seconds to go. Nearly a 3-goal lead after that shot. It is looking like the Power we know is back.
Yeah, they're looking back in business right now. Banana Head, more 50s, and it did come from the demo from Banana Head. Honestly, they just started, there wasn't much structure here for game number 2 from Power. They just started ball chasing, kept the pressure on, and brute force their way to their third goal. Torsos this time. There's more bumps coming through. Just look at Banana Head. He lands and he goes straight for Shores, bumps him out of the road. Torsos gets the open net.
Yeah, I mean, really nice simple dribble from Torsos there as well. Everyone from Power now getting on the board, and it took him a game and a half to warm up, CJ, and I don't know what it is about today with, maybe some of the expected favorites a little bit slower out of the gate. However, I mean, this Power squad, when they get cooking, it is so oppressive to play against, so difficult to hold their own, and even the patient defense that we saw from Kid Gang, they're just not doing anything to avoid the physicality that Power's throwing at them.
Could be number 5 coming up as well. Torsos keeping pressure on. Much better from Team Power. They didn't need a timeout, Formal. They just needed to work themselves into this one. Game 1 pretty impressive. 3 goals for Kid Gang, but look at Power responding in a very similar manner. The exact same manner there. They tie this best of 7 up, and now are we going to get a timeout from Kid Gang? Because that was a stark contrast to the first game.
I mean, I would... Do you want to use your timeout? It still feels so early in this series, CJ. It still feels like the start, but I don't know. They're going to have to find somebody to turn around. 8 demos, by the way, coming from the Power side. 4 from Torsos, 4 from Banana Head. Again, it's that wrecking crew just out in the front, just causing the damage for them. Fever usually there to clean it up. This is a stat line that just screams Power to me.
Yeah, you only have to look at their stats to see their play style. You got Torsos and Banana Head, the first and second man, or basically both first men in this situation, getting demos. Fever with 0 because he sits back third and comes in as the sniper. 5 shots, the most on Team Power to his name. So pretty easy to see what's going on there. That's how they set up. They love that triangle offense with Fever just being that structure, that stable point as the third man there, and it did work in game number 2.
And again, that was the big difference between game 1 and 2. Like game 1, Fever was frequently too far forward, overextending, not where he needed to be. That second game, a lot calmer, a lot more playing towards the tempo of where the game was going to be. So I'm very happy with the improvement from Power. And yeah, if you're on that Kid Gang side, I guess it's finding ways to avoid the bumps and demos, find ways to boost our Power like they were able to do back in game number 1, get that tempo back in their favor. And maybe something good could happen from them again. All what that loss means for the Kid Game is we're at an even state. Shores won't be able to get the beat on Banana Head.
Yeah, nearly the perfect start there for the Kid Gang. But Torse with space now takes it up with a reset. Gus has 0 on the backboard. Could be trouble. Fever has to back off again. He's almost passed it straight to Shores. But that's the fine line that Team Power walk, and often it does work more often than not. And they are positioning so aggressively. They just trust their own mechanics individually. That's a fantastic pass to Gus, though. The shot on surely. Torse 0 boost, clears it to the side. That could have been it for the Kid Gang.
Oh, that was such a good pass as well. Gus, you've got to hit those shots. It feels like you're not going to get many more opportunities like that. As it's back almost to the defensive side. Gus with the cheeky demo, though, will help Scrub maintain some possession, but won't be able to go too much further with it. As looking for that first goal here in game number 3. It's actually been a little bit more Kid Gang favored, dare I say, as they are starting to crawl their way back into this. Gus won't get a chance.
Yeah, it was almost there, but once again, Team Power's speed is making up for any positional mistakes they do have. Torsos will get it to the side, over to Fever. Might be able to carry this one over. Banana Head, he takes it up. So quick to get on the ceiling, and even faster with Scrub. He knew exactly what he was doing. It's like they've been on the same team before. Gus launches it downfield. Fever hitting in the air. Scrub's overcommitted, but he does get the touch into the corner, trying to get it into safety. Torsos working that ball forward as Banana Head turns on it, but all he's found is Gus, who just launches it downfield. Torse, can he read this? It's an awkward one. He's trying not to own goal. Banana Head's whiffed, but again, it's just Team Power there to clean up.
I mean, everything was awkward right there. Shorts goes for an elaborate fake. Scrub not able to get there in time. So both teams a little bit shaky, maybe on the approach, which is a little surprising. I would expect this game to be a lot calmer than the last one, but don't know if you want to credit to nerves or maybe the fast pace. Either way, Gus reset. Still Banana Head gets in the way, which will allow Torsos from the corner to look for something, look for anything. Just find Shores. Fever now doesn't get the bump. Instead, it's Scrub, Banana Head clearing touch, and it is all Power, but Torsos can't get the touch.
They both whiffed as well. Fever wanted a piece. He couldn't touch it. Can they get the counter-attack? Look at the speed right now from Team Power. Again, it's ugly, but it's getting to work. Look at the redirect, Gus, with the save. One-on-one. Here's the third man in Fever. 30 boost to work with. Massive reset. Is anyone there? Gus goes again. How many times can Team Power just get a 50 on the shot? Both sides relying on those sort of challenge game to bail them out again. It's not pretty, but it is working. Torsos, all he can do is clear the ball straight to Gus. Reset. Banana Head misses, but Fever's there again. The support from Power has been impressive in net so far.
It really has been, and now Power, they're going to once again get that chance to attack. Torsos has 2 lead blockers in front of him, but neither were able to find anything, so good evasive play from the defense. Nearly gets the Kib Gang back on the attack. By the way, it is currently 5 shots to 2 favoring Kib Gang. Like, Kib Gang has had more offensive pressure in this one, which has been a little bit surprising. First game this series where you could say that, but the physicality of the Power defense is stopping them from finding quality shots.
And it could be the solo plays like this. That's a phenomenal touch from Shores, and Gus has done well to get underneath. He went for the fake. Fever lands on it with 100. Now this is dangerous. No one's up yet. He doesn't get the best first touch. He has to go low 50. Gus trying to clear the ball. Torsos just trying to keep it in with 0 boots. It's so messy, but it's catching out the Kib Gang. Great redirect. Both sides yet to make a crucial mistake, and that could be the difference in this game.
Yeah, it really, I think, is going to come down to who makes that first little slip up, and you'd expect it to come from the less experienced Kib Gang side. However, I'd argue that they've looked more composed so far throughout this series. Gus popping it up for Scrub, who's going to get a free touch, tries to slow it down. Banana Head doesn't even use boost to make that read. Defense holds on, and now Power might get their chance.
It's really smart, though, from Shores. The shot will come in, but you can see now he's got his 100 boost, and we'll be able to deal with this trouble. Just going to leave it, actually, for Scrub. Find a bump. Find the infield pass. Gus wants in on this play as well. Torsos just pre-jumps, looks for the pinch. Wins the 50 on Gus. Banana Head with boost. This is very rare. When's the last time you've seen 0-0, 25 seconds left in an OCE Championship Sunday? I can't quite remember. There's a pass of Banana Head again. Kib Gang just hanging on. They've been playing so solid this game. They need to keep it up. This is a corner read. Torsos he has to go. He's getting 50 again. 10 seconds left. Banana Head misses. Double commit Power. The panic's coming through. Scrub still has boost. Gus is waiting in the middle. More challenges. Gus just throws it on net. Is anyone from Kib Gang? Do they want overtime? Well, we're going to get it regardless. 0-0. It has been a back and forth affair.
It really has been, and I mean, kind of crazy to think that these two teams, a Power team, is going to go 0 in 2 regulations already. Again, credit to the Kib Gang and the way how they've come into this series, looking to fight, looking to keep, hey, their major hopes alive. They're not afraid of the competition. However, OT is looking good for the Power side initially. Torsos wants to throw it back to Banana Head. Not going to connect just yet. Chores will have to burn some boost, though, to keep it in the safety of that corner. Fever just stalking their prey. Tries to force the 50. Gets around 1. Gets over the second. Torsos doesn't have a lot to work with here. Banana Head underneath, though, does find a shot, and it's not there.
This game is completely on a knife's edge. Both teams relying on quality 50s to get themselves through. You can see Gus with 0 boost. He throws it downfield. Who's going to keep their composure? Who's going to have a cool head here? The bumps coming through. Shaw's bailing out. Gus downfield. This is trouble. It's a 2-on-1. Torsos, though, look at that. 100 boost. The veteran with composure has a reset. He's looking for Banana Head. He tries to leave it, but Shaw's is reading it, and Gus is up, and he's looking for Fees, who dodges the bump time and time again. But what a shot on net! Out of nowhere, Gus gets credited, but it's Scrub with the redirect off the corner. Kib Gang getting the lead in the series.
I don't know if I want to be proud of Kib Gang or a little disappointed in Gus for stealing the credit away, because Scrub's touch was immaculate there out of the corner to set that one up and put it through. Timeout taken pretty much immediately by Team Power after that. Kib Gang, all right, you can't call game 1 a fluke anymore. They've now shut out Power twice, CJ.
It was just the most solid OCE Rocket League I think I've ever seen. I don't know if Yummy's watching him in chat, but that just looked like some EU Rocket League. That looked, for once, we didn't just have absolute chaos, 5-4, like 0-0, but both teams were having a crack. There was demos, there was bumps coming through, but the teamwork, the structure was holding on. And you know, some might say, oh, that was boring, it was only 1-0, but I am more impressed by that than any other series or game that I've seen in OCE. And yeah, Kib Gang just taking down the top dogs.
Well, that's just it, though. But I want to go back to Saturday. I think it was Regional 4. That was the Kib Gang we saw. Remember when we were all coming in? It's like, all right, let's see what this team's got. And then we kind of all bought into the Kib Gang hype train because they showed us that strong, solid Rocket League. And then against the Chiefs in the semifinals, it kind of fell apart for them. It's why, like, in the pre-show, we were saying, hey, this team does have that high highs. The potential is there. They're realizing it right now against the best team in OCE, forcing them to play a more international style. It's not the chaos. It's not playing down to their opponents right now. Both these teams are rising up, and if this can continue at this level between these two teams, we are in for a cracker second half of this series.
Yeah, I guess the ball's in Power's court. How much do they want it now? They're looking for the perfect season. They had the perfect split in split number 1, and now they're looking to come out off this timeout and try and fight a way back into this series. Kib Gang looking really good. They're happy with how this game is going, loving the way that the 50 game is performing for them, and they're caught Power out. Defensively, Kib Gang just looks stronger. You saw the triple commit in the corner for that goal, and Scrub just recognizing the angle, gets a fantastic ball read. Gus with the open net. Kib Gang, they are looking good, as you said. This might be their peak form from what we saw in the first event.
And that's the crazy thing, too, because it's not like they're getting these fluke goals. It's not like, Game 3 was Power overextending or misstepping. Kib Gang has looked like the better team, the more composed team. Their rotations have been that little bit more solid. Mechanically, yeah, Power maybe has been a bit faster, a little bit flashier outside of Gus. But, I don't know, Kib Gang's doing a good job keeping up. That said, I'd argue Power has, like a lot of things, the best timeout buff in the region. They just burnt theirs right then. Let's see what they bring here, Game 4.
And almost a bump coming through as well, but this is what happens. You can see Power working these bumps, these 50 wins. The difference is right now is Kib Gang's ready for this. Like fakes such as that, as Banana Head couldn't quite get the angle. For the most part, Kib Gang have been ready, and that's a great win from Gus. Torsos has to go. It's awkward, but he'll be able to get a follow-up. Instead, he's going to fake it actually for Banana Head. You can see it there. Kib Gang, they backing off. They're just reading Team Power better than themselves at the moment. That's why they have got the lead in this series thus far.
Yeah, that is why they have shut out Power in 2 out of 3 games played, but you hardly expect that to happen again. Banana Head, the second reset almost comes through, but now it's open other side. Suarez, 1-0 lead.
They're just getting punished for this positioning that in OCE rarely gets punished, and it's Torsos 0 boost, and he's still going for that read. That's the confidence that Power do have in themselves. They just sit so high up. They're so aggressive, but when the pressure comes on and a team on the other side is playing as solid as this, you're going to get found out on almost off the kickoff a second.
And it's kind of crazy to me because it seems like they're coming at this one even more aggressive after what we saw in Game 3. So I almost wonder if that timeout talk was, again, more of the self-pump up and being like, no, we need to be the better team. We are that better team. Let's go out there and show it, when, I don't know, maybe an approach could have been, hey, these guys are leveling up. We need to be a bit more reserved. Let's treat them like that international squad. And that bump, though, is going to open it up for Fever. Tie game.
Yeah, this is the Power special, and this time there wasn't that support from the Kib Gang coming in off the bump. You got Gus just getting deleted, and Scrub wasn't back in time. Usually that rotation would have come in, but they have found a gap. They have got the equalizer.
And that was just a really good bump. And so, Power, again, they're still that fast team. They're still that aggressive team. Fever is going to get challenged here by Scrub. Still finds a good touch to get it to that opposite side. A bit of volleyball to kick off our third point. Demo still coming through fast and furious. Torsos adding another to the tally. I'm really enjoying this chess match of a series, though. It's kind of crazy to think.
And there's another one on net. Scrub just finding a gap again. Team Power's defense is getting exposed. You can see the aggressive pre-jump from Banana Head. All they had to do was find it over the top. Brilliant pass from Gus. Quality shot from Scrub, recognizing that low left was on. And once again, Kib Gang showing up against the best in the region.
Yeah, I am really impressed with spot from Scrub on that shot, actually, because it had to be pretty much exactly there. Fever had just enough boost to get anywhere else on that net. So great recognition, great placement, and they're looking for another here. Defense is going to make that save. 2-1 scoreline, though. Already, this is like tied for the most goals we've seen in a game so far in this series, which is kind of funny to think about. Power also looking for that fourth. It will be Fever towards the backboard, but can't fight too much after that.
Yeah, they're still making the right decisions. You saw Shaw's there recognizing where Fever wanted to take that ball. And he just read it quicker than he did. Shorts, that's a huge beat. Banana Head's last. He's going to get bumped as well. Torsos able to help out. But again, this feels like Kib Gang a little bit more switched on at the moment. You can see the bumps. Power trying to force that aggressive play style. Hasn't worked just yet, but that's a brilliant pass to Fever. And it's an even better shot. Top corner. Bar down skis. 2-2.
Oh, it's just so clean. You can't give Banana Head a free touch like that. Fever playing a lot further forward again, but this time he knows why that pass was going to be coming through. Defense kind of prepared for the shot is in the pass. They didn't know. Really well done by the Power side.
Yeah, their offense has never been a question. We've seen it on the international stage. We saw Banana Head score 85 goals against Gen G in a game, but it has been that defense. It has had a few question marks, and now the defense is going to be very questionable for the Kib Gang. Shot on net, Shores throws himself near post. Goodness me, Kib Gang, you cannot be doing that. We haven't seen them make huge mistakes like we just saw anywhere else in this series, but this would be a bad time to do it for them.
And look, mistakes like that, though, fortunately, are contagious, right? Only reason why Torsos wasn't able to get a touch was because they were fully expecting Gus to fight contact on that one, so... Got to get away with one right there. As Gus, nice little fake on Torsos, now pops it up. Fever has to burn the boost, but Shores isn't able to get the read. And again, cars flying, ball not really being touched. It is going to be a dangerous strike towards Banana Head. That high-level gameplay starting to break down a little bit, unfortunately, here in Game 4.
Well, that's the pressure, and that's Team Power going at everything. It's another opening. Fever has to go. Torsos with 100 underneath. You can just see it. Oh my goodness. Have you seen a ball be deflated quicker than that? That pitch was enormous. Fever, 100 boost. Looking for Torsos, going low 50 this time. Gus gets the read, but he's in Banana Head's lap with a reset. Over the top, doesn't get the pinch. Torsos inbound. Fever sitting so high, third man. Having to make a big read, but he does well. This is, again, they're not really going away from this high setup play style. It has caught them out a couple of times. Fever's leaning. He is catching. Torsos didn't trust, though. He's going up at the ball as well. Scrub trying to get a touch. Banana Head went. Torsos goes as well. More bumps coming through. Kib Gang getting the upper hand, the final 30.
Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy, although Fever has a chance right here. Won't get the duck on Scrub, but all of Power was racing towards that ball. Torsos will stop the counterattack, but still with that cross-up, maybe a bit of space will be given to Kib Gang here. Only a couple opportunities left in regulation. And Kib Gang, they're looking for that counter. Power looking to maintain that control, hoping something opens up. Keep your eyes on the demo, as Torsos won't be able to find anything. 7 seconds left. Last opportunity in regulation. It's on the orange side. That lobber will get collected. Torsos has Banana Head underneath. Fever's coming through, but the ball hits it. We go to OT.
Power still is so aggressive, and I tell you what, there's openings here for Kib Gang if they can take it. That third man is sitting so high up. They haven't changed it, but the bumps are coming through. It's a kickoff goal. It's a Power kickoff. The special, they love it. And Banana Head with the bump, no nonsense gameplay. They tie the series up.
Yeah, the classic dribble, bump, dribble, whatever you want to call it. It's an OT win for Power. Equal series, and very fortunate Power is able to find that one. If they had dropped that overtime, CJ, we would have been in very dangerous upset territory. Even then, Kib Gang showing up tenfold. The fact that they're even taking these to overtimes, the fact that they're looking like the stronger team often on the pitch right now. Power, they just need to find ways to finish off more of these plays consistently, I feel like.
Yeah, they matched them in shots. You can see it there, 11 shots to 10, so very even game. And as I said, there still are openings if they can take them, but it's the fundamentals of Rocket League in the end. It's kickoffs. You got to switch on from the get-go, and I'm questioning whether Kib Gang had the right strategies for that. It was a simple back corner to Banana Head. It's so easy to counter. You can see it coming from a mile away, and they're the little mistakes that do cost you a game. Just got to be switched on every single time, every second of Rocket League, and just there. Kib Gang, we'll find out if they will be hurt enough by that game loss. 2-2 now, tied series. You don't want to give Team Power any momentum.
No, you do not. And I think it is a situation where if Power wins this game, very likely we finish this one 4-2. Kib Gang, though, they can take that momentum right back. And you have to look at the larger scope of this series. It was still 2 wins where Kib Gang was able to shut out Power. It was still, you know, an overtime win that we just saw right there where Kib Gang has been going toe for toe. Granted, the series is starting to get a little bit sloppy as well. That game, the nerves may be coming through. maybe a little bit from the kid game, actually, as they realize how close they were to beating Power right there. We'll see if they can recompose themselves if we get that early form from them again.
This is a massive game. You go 3-2 up in the series. We've seen a few Game 6 as well. We haven't seen any Game 7s in OCE so far this event. Did we see any in the last event either? Actually, we might have done.
We did. It was Power Pioneers.
Yeah, we saw that in the quarterfinal. So, there you go. We might get our first underway here in this second semi. Open qualifier number 5. Let's see what happens. No timeout called from the Kib gang. They're happy with it, how they've been playing. And honestly, as a massive fan of timeouts, I don't mind this call. They're looking pretty good. As we said, has been on a bit of a knife edge, but these 50s are not going the way of Kib gang. They're losing boost. Fever and Banana have just bumped each other. That's not... And then they've double committed. So, as you can see, Team Power, even though they're back in this series, still not in top form.
No, they're not. And again, it's a little bit surprising to see that, considering, you know, Power, you would expect to kind of have their mojo back after that last overtime win. But this team, they can get in their own heads if they're not playing to their own standards. Banana Head kind of drives it right into that corner where all of the Kid Gang defense is waiting. Gus will be the one who tries to clear it out, but immediate pressure, big demo. Power maintains control. Even with no boost, Power is doing a great job this game and just keeping the ball on that blue side. Yeah, it's because of the demos. We saw double demo come through, another one as well. So aggressive. I swear this team gets more demos than any other team in the world. They just go for it. It's been a recipe for success. They're going again here. Torsos does commit. Finds the touch. Banana hit under. Oh, it's a massive overcommit. It's a wide open net. What on earth is Torsos and Banana Head doing in the midfield for no reason? They both go at the ball. They bump each other. Fever just has to raise his eyebrows and go, come on, boys. Kib Gang 1-0. I mean, I guess that's the problem when your like MO is just see car, hit car, and the only car you come across is your teammate. Not sure what happened there. That is a complete disaster for the Power communication, and had some play too from Kib Gang to capitalize on it. That one almost rolls in as well. Kib Gang with that lead. Let's see if they can lock down the defense like they seem to do every odd game. Gus again!
What on earth is happening? Torsos with the clear. Shaw's there. Look at the aggressive positioning again, and Fever's just not back in time. He's completely misread who was going to hit that one. And Power, I tell you what, their structure has been completely off this entire series. They're winning on aggression and bumps, but they are getting found out time and time again with just how high up they're sitting. Almost another off the kickoff this time. Couldn't quite find it, but they've overcommitted again. It's just Fever last. Once again, where's Gus? He wants to get in there. Banana Head thought he was on. Panicked, threw the ball straight to him. Gus with a reset. Torsos, nice clear, but zero boost right now. And look how awkward these touches. They're almost own goaling. Banana Head's flailing. Torsos is flailing. Zero boost. It's only Fever trying to hold his head at the moment with some composure.
I love how Twitch chat right now making references to what happened last regional and the reasoning behind it. They're questioning, has this been pattern pinned their Torsos? That's not where you need to be.
He's just saved his own. It was a certain goal. It was in. And Torsos, his bottom has got in the way of that one. The demo's come through. It's going to be a goal anyway. This has to be a goal, surely. There it is. They do find one back. Tell you what, Torsos will be happy he got one because that could be costly, that missed goal down the other end.
I still love how close that was to hitting Banana Head right there. That, you know, cheeky bit of revenge. You save my shot, I'll save yours. But there's too much on the line for shenanigans like that, CJ. You got to let that one through. You got to get on the board. Still 2 minutes. Still work to be done, though, for Power, who don't want to let this one slip. Banana Head can't find the shot for the open net. Yeah, they're playing with fire at the moment here, Kib Gang. And they almost let another goal go through. And look at the space they're getting now. Banana Head. The ceiling. Beautiful reset. If he gets the bump, it's a goal. Gus, though, looking like Rawas in net, dodging that air dribble bump. Scrub, great 50. Torsos is in trouble. He's not going to be able to read it. He has to wait for the shot. It's a beautiful shot. It's a little bit high, however. Gus trying to keep that ball in. Kib Gang, minute 30 to hold their heads. Banana Head, though, he's faking the touch. He's looking to land on it. Doesn't quite get it. Double commit, Kib Gang. Fever's up. He's looking for the drop down pass. The shot was probably the better option. But they escape once again, Kib Gang. Yeah, they're looking for bumps as well, struggling the physicality. Banana Head is going to save the shot coming through. Now Shores is the only one who's going to be able to rotate back. Scrub should get there as well. That said, with that demo from Gus now, there's going to be no help middle of the pitch. Fever has to rotate all the way back. And it looks like the Kid Gang are just trying to wrestle that same defensive control that we saw earlier in the series. Fever, though, puts one on, post down, in.
Scrub, I know he had to dodge a demo, but he didn't even jump. He didn't make an attempt at saving this one. You can see Torsos sweeping through. Oh, Scrub was in the air when the shot came in, and he did get bumped. Oh, that's just great play. Again, the aggressiveness from Power is paying off. Torsos with a fantastic demo, and what a quality shot from Thieves. 2-2. Next goal wins.
Next goal is going to be a big one, and it looks like Power has switched on. Since they were down 2-0, they've been winning those 50s in the middle of the pitch. The rotations have cleaned up, and we're just seeing, again, that sort of forceful play as a big 50 sets up an open net. Shores misses on the dive. Fever retakes the lead.
Yeah, Kib Gang have just completely tossed this one. The 50, this is lazy from Gus. He's last man, and I'm not sure where he's going on that touch. He's trying to get it over the top of 2 of Power, and he's just rifled it into Torsos's bonnet. Open net, Power with 3 on the board. This is a costly game for Kib Gang. They have to go right now.
Here we go, Shores with the reset. Doesn't get the dunk on Torsos, but Gus is still there. Wanted to pop it up for Scrub, but the boost was in Gus's possession on that instance, so unfortunately, not able to follow it up. Half a minute to go. Desperation time for Kib Gang. They don't want match point to go to Power if they want to complete this upset, but with the demos in the net, with Torsos killing time, it looks less and less likely, CJ.
They have to go. They do have boost to get this counter-attack launched, but again, these 50s have been fantastic from Power. Then again, the rule 1 is broken. It felt like it was a mutual one. The challenge comes through. Torsos with the clear. Kib Gang, they've got to go. They didn't want the timeout. They were confident, and they were 2-0 up. Can they get their late equalizer? Can they make up for the mistakes they've made so far? Gus looking for the bump. Doesn't land it. Ball down. Team Power match point.
And the Power, the first team to win 2 games in a row. Match point. Cheeky 2-goal comeback, Kib Gang. They're going to be shaking their heads and wondering where this one went. They had their chance. Unfortunately, Power did kind of switch on, and it feels like the moment it was down 2-0, CJ, Power did not lose a 50 from that point forward.
Timeout confirmed for Kib Gang. We are going to see 90 seconds for them to really recompose. I mean, as you said, they just threw it. They were 2-0 up, and they gave away simple goals. They lost their concentration. We were so impressed with them early on, Formal, with just how for 5 minutes, every single game, they were locked in. They always had someone there. They didn't break structure. But now we're probably seeing some mental fatigue setting in. It's a best of 7. It's a long series. And we're seeing more and more mistakes from the Kib Gang. Tell you what, 2-0 up, you can't be losing that in regulation. So they'll be thinking about that one. But they've got to put it behind them. The series is still alive. Get this Game 6 win and force Champions Field.
I think it was, I forget which year it was. It was an Australian Open in the early 2000s with Marcus Baghdadi's going at the end against, it was either Nadal or Federer, and he had the big lead in the final. And then he said he started to envision himself winning it and holding the trophy, pulling off that upset. And that's when it all fell apart, when you lost sight of the goal at hand. And I almost worry if that kind of happened to Kib Gang there. I almost worry if they kind of started to think too far ahead. And now you're right. Can they regroup? Can they bring it back? That timeout, I'm sure, is going to help. It's a timeout buff that they need if they're going to have to win 2 in a row.
Only you, Formal, would be able to bring up Marcus Baghdadis in a Rocket League OCE semi-final here in 2024. But that's why we love you. I'm fully with you. They need to focus. They were 2-1 up, 2-0 up. They couldn't quite get the job done, but as we said, they're still alive. Big Game 6. Unfortunately for them, I feel like Fever. I remember when I was playing with him, he loves this map, Neo Tokyo. I've seen him absolutely carry series and lock it out here. They've got a huge mountain to climb here, the Kib Gang. They've got to do it one game at a time, one kickoff at a time, moment by moment. Let's see if they can get the job done.
It's been within their reach, right? If you had games in overtime, you had games with 2-goal leads where they haven't been able to finish, but they know who their opponent is. They know they can beat them. They do it twice. Can they even do it that first time right now with Power definitely having woken up? We will see. Kickoff looked good initially for the Power side, but they have 2 players forward, and it's Scrub trying to bring it back. The reset doesn't get the power needed.
Almost a fantastic start. They have won the kickoff, though. That pinch is not going to be fantastic. Goodness me, get back, double commit. Scrub didn't know if Shores had it. That's a fantastic shot. Was covered by Gus and Scrub in net. Torsos goes again, ceiling. Doesn't get the follow-up touch. Gus looking to control. I like that from him. Does get bumped off the ball. Kib Gang having to defend for now. That's a really nice connection, though. Gus, 0 boost. Still looking to be that passing option downfield. As let's see if that timeout comes to fruition here, if they can find some benefit. Those bumps are huge. Fever's looking for it. That nearly was the first. That has probably been the biggest difference between these two teams. They've both been pretty structurally, well, Power hasn't been structurally on, but it's been, even on the 50s, the demos formal have really only come through on Power's side.
Yeah, the big ones have been for certain right now, and it might not be structured play, but it doesn't matter if you have the numbers advantage. Good things can happen. Banana Head not able to get that past Torsos, a bit too far back. Will take a boost. He's looking for this run disruption, not finding anything, and fortunately Fever will lock it down midfield, and that's the demo that they needed. Torsos finds Shores, and Fever finds the goal.
Yeah, it looks like they've hit their straps now. You can see Scrubby tried to get to the ball, but as soon as they recognized Fever had it, the demos were on, and that's just what they do. Banana Head, Torsos, they just see red when Fever has the ball on a solo play. Finds the bump, finds the first goal. Kib Gang are looking like they're in trouble here in Game 6.
It's the bludgers in Quidditch, right? It's just what they do. So brutal, so tough to come up against when they start firing, and now Banana Head almost getting the air dribble bump right there. Fortunately for Scrub, the save had to be made. A 2-goal deficit probably knocks Kib Gang out of it. They need to find a way to get this equalizer.
They've got to go. You think if it's 2-0 to Team Power, it could be all over, and it could be Gus almost. You see time and time again, Team Power just getting a fingernail on it to worry out the solo play. That's nice from Shores, though. We'll have space. Banana Head has to wait down. He delays the flip, but it's not going to do him any favors. 51 this time by Scrub, but there's the clear coming through. Torsos in the Dominus, scoops up boost as well. Tries to get the pre-jump. It's smart from Shores. He's got 2 jumping, but Fever just goes anyway. So aggressive. They nearly get it to work down the other end. It's absolute chaos.
Yeah, again, Power starting to get a little bit too excited in this when they're overextending a bit. The whiff's coming through. And that's where we've seen Kib Gang start to get these shots, and they don't tend to miss on their opportunities. But whether or not they can find a quality one here is the bigger question. Deep clear back to Shores, who wants to slow it down. Torsos, though, there immediately. And I do appreciate how Power's just not allowing the Kib Gang to slow down the pace on their own half.
Yeah, they're just looking to push up. They want that second goal. They've given up a little bit of a win there, but that was, again, it was a lazy touch. Is it going to be a goal? It should have been a goal. Just Gus with 0 boost. Can they get the counter-attack now? Shores throws it down. Tors misses. No one from Kib Gang quite ready for that one. Huge clear from Thieves. Down to Banana Head. Infield to Torsos. On the backboard. Scrubs up. Fever's up. Whifty. Shores on the counter-attack. Can they get the bump? They're so close to finding an angle. Even here, the whiffs comes through the Banana Head. The shot, the 50. Shores in. Just gets bumped out of the way.
I don't think Shores was fully ready for that to kind of fall into their lap. Very fortunate Power was able to kind of bump them out and make that save. The panic defense on the Power side comes through. I don't know, Kib Gang. They're probably thinking that may have been our best chance. They're going to have to force something here. But as soon as Power gets back on the attack, again, it becomes a tough ass. That's Torsos, possibly with the dagger.
Yeah, it's just a fantastic 50 from Banana Head. Look at this in the corner. It's just Shores coming in 100 boosts, and you cannot get that ball to come out central, but that's what it did. 2-0 now. Less than 90 seconds left. Team Power look like they're steamrolling their way through to the grand final.
Yeah, they need this one here. A fast goal, exactly. Realistically, the only way Kib Gang can get back in it. An awkward touch from Banana Head actually will keep the pressure in the Kib Gang's favor. Gus, ball down. Scrub has a peek. Won't get a chance at it, though. Defense continues to hold for the Power side.
Yeah, they just slowed it down enough. Banana Head came in. Torsos can grab his 100 boost as well. Low 50s. Gus able to control it. Just cleared out the way. How many demos has Banana Head had this series? He's got to be breaking some kind of record in the semi-final in a best of 7. Fever's up. Gus there looking for a 50. Again, they're just a bit slow to react here, Kib Gang, but Shores is on. Doesn't quite get the touch. Just so quick. The speed from Power is something that hasn't really wavered this entire event. At least this entire series, even when the defenses look questionable, they're just playing with such precision, such speed, and almost the third. It's got to be the third. It's got to be Torsos, and that's going to be game, set, match.
Yeah, unfortunately, the big mistake. You kind of caught it off camera on that replay right there, but Shores doesn't make the backboard read, and after that, yeah, Power is going to punish that every day of the week. I think I'm in agreement with you right there. It's kind of done from this stage. Power has done enough to survive this series. Game 6, their strongest looking game, but if you only watch this one in a vacuum, I don't think it tells the full story of this series. Kib Gang, really impressive performance, but just not enough to overcome our Kings of OCE just yet.
Yeah, they look so solid in the first couple of games there, Formal, as you said, but mental fatigue can set in. You've just got to be so switched on. I mean, Team Power, they really throw you through the ringer and take you just to places that you don't want to go to in a best of 7. You've got to be so switched on. They've worn them down. The demos were too strong. They were too classy, too offensive, and in the end, just too good. Team Power join Chiefs in the grand final here in open qualifier number 5. Scrub says, GG's boys, go and win it. And we have ourselves an absolute filter of a grand final coming right up.
Yeah, that we do. And I mean, again, that sets us up as well. Power, Chiefs, most likely our 2 teams going to the major as well, Yummy.
They're certainly on the precipice, Chiefs especially, but that does mean that the grand final could be a major decider too, because if Chiefs win, they're 3 ahead. Power are already 3 ahead of the number 3, so they pretty much guaranteed the major, basically guaranteed Worlds. It would be a complete miracle for them to not make it. So really setting up for a good grand final. But I was proud of Kib Gang in that one. They came out strong. They looked pretty good at times. Gus, in particular, has had some slow starts, but I felt like he really got the ball rolling quickly today. And it was just unfortunate that they couldn't hold on to some 2-0 leads.
It felt like they took a little bit of a leaf out of the Chiefs book. They just went back to sort of solid fundamental Rocket League. It wasn't crazy solo plays from Gus that was getting the job done. They were just wearing Team Power down, knowing that basically the Power at some stage going to overcommit. When you've got Torsos and Banana Head on the team, you know, at some point you're probably going to catch Fever out, who wants to get involved up front as well. They did that. But I felt like formally in the end, the demos, like Banana Head was getting 4 or 5 demos a game. It was just completely opening up the defense, and eventually that damn wall broke.
And it wasn't just demos for the sake of demos either. That was the scary thing to me. They were quality demos. They were well-timed demos. Everyone had the immediate impact on the pitch. And again, that's something that Team Power does, but no other team in this region is able to do, Yummy.
We'll see if they're able to do it in the grand final, though. They've been putting everybody under pressure. They're looking to go completely undefeated once again after doing it in the first split. And up next is going to be the grand final. Power versus the Chiefs.
This is it. One more game for our second regional, and it's safe to say it is now our definitive top 2 teams in the region. Chiefs have done it twice, and coming into this, CJ, I dare say they almost look better form than Power.
They do look better. I tell you what, they didn't bump each other about 8 times in the semi-final, Yummy, which is probably the difference. I think structurally, Power just brute forced their way in that semi-final through just demos, banana head, torsos, getting to work, getting dirty with the demos, and that was the difference in the end. But I think Yummy Chiefs, to their credit, they look clean. They just played a pretty consistent series, and I love that interview, albeit if you guys even heard it, with Hunter with the webcam mic. They seem like they're in a good space at the moment, a good mental space.
I like the mentality of not worrying about the major, worrying about just winning the regional, winning the next match ahead of you. And it'll be interesting to see, because Power at the moment, regardless of recent performances being up or down, have almost this aura around them of being such top dogs, such unbeatables that, I wonder how Chiefs go into this series if they're thinking, okay, we'll try and win this and see how it goes, or if they are going to be confident in themselves, because I think they do need confidence to kind of play like they did in the last series, with Finn gunning it forward a lot more than we ever see, with Hunter kind of playing more slow balls than we kind of see, more controlling overall. And Kaka, I think Kaka we know. Mentality-wise, in terms of how he's going to play, Mr. Consistent, I don't see any change from his.
So I'm looking at these stats right now, and if I'm reading this correctly, both of these teams are averaging over 5 demos per game. In fact, 5.2 on the Chiefs. So 11.2 demos per game potentially coming into this one. I know that's based off yesterday, but I mean, Yummy, we keep saying Power is that demo team. They're the most physical team. Do you think the Chiefs actually have a chance to kind of match them on that now?
Well, I'm not surprised by Power, as you said, but after seeing Chiefs in the last series, yeah, for sure, especially with Finn. Finn moving forward, going for a lot of demos. I think Kaka's always like to go for that late rotation through. The person now that I'm maybe expecting to have a few less is Hunter for the Chiefs. But if we do see both of these teams going for the heavy demo play style, which seems likely, we may see just a chaotic mess.
I think one stat that probably isn't on here is goals conceded the other way, and I think to Chiefs' credit, they're looking pretty good. Power have been a little bit loosey-goosey. I know you're seeing a lot of goals per game, but 3.25 saves per game. Probably one shows how much offense they are playing, but also they do let a few easy ones through. Their defensive side of things, unless Fever formally is really locking it down, they certainly don't really worry about defense too much.
Yeah, and Fever really struggled almost in locking it down that last series, at least until the latter half of it, where they were able to start to bring it back together. But as we're getting closer in this one, I saw people in the chat already starting to drop their hashtags before we even announced it. They're getting super keen on this one. I know I'm getting keen on this because I think there is a chance right now we could finally be seeing Power go down.
Are you serious? Are you? Now listen, what's going on here? Don't vote for what I vote. No, Power have not won a single vote. They will not win one this time. Everyone get on the Chiefs. Come on, the Chiefs. This is their time. Forget about this perfect season, perfect split nonsense. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of a one-team region, Yummy. I want to see someone else stand up and get the job done.
The problem is, I'm sick of you being on the Chiefs payroll.
Oh, here we go
constantly
again.
Going with the Chiefs every single time. No, you predicted once against the Chiefs, and you've been wrong half the time. So we'll see if you can be right again. If you can be right, I'll forgive you. If you're wrong today, I want an official apology.
Only unbiased one here.
No,
CJ's
here
always
we
picking
go.
Chiefs.
Hang on.
Yummy's always going to be picking.
I'm just sticking with my pick. Thank you. I've said Power at the beginning of the first event. I said Power at the beginning of the second event. I'm sticking with them. I'm not a wishy-washer.
Well, I'm just going on who's playing better on the day, because I think that matters a lot. And right now, Team Power, they didn't look fantastic. But, you know, give them credit, Yummy. They've looked like this before and then stepped up in the grand final. And we've gone, okay,
Wow.
there they are. Okay, well, how's that happen then? How is that happen then?
What?
How is it 110%? There we go. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Come
mixed up, but I recount the votes. Run it back right there. I think
Hang
this
on.
one's been a little bit
Let me
set
just
up.
fix this in
Yeah,
chat
now look,
as
we're
well.
now we're under 100%. Don't know what's going on. People gotta believe that she's Power's
Also-
numbers just keep going down.
I'll say before this one starts, there's no conflict in this esport, but who's your champion? Who's going to be your player in this grand final? I have Banana Head as my MVP, but I picked the Chiefs, so I'm going to go with Hunter. I think he can do it. Love his renovation hallway gameplay.
I think Hunter's a good shout. I'll stick with Fever like I have all weekend, but he does definitely need to step up from the last series.
For me, it's got to be Finn. Finn looked so good, was getting so many of those points through in that last semifinal. And guess what? I'm taking somebody on the team I'm predicting to win as well because that's a smart thing to do. Let's get into it. Our grand final. CJ Yummy, take us through.
Let's do it. Let's get into this one. The big dance is upon us. It is a rematch of the previous event. Will it be a similar story? We got a best of 7 to find out.
The Chiefs are seeing themselves on the verge of the major. You got to think they win this. They're going. I think Power have already secured it. Let's be honest. The way that these regionals always pan out, they want to go more. They're never just satisfied with qualifying. They want to win every single regional. They have the chance now to win all 6 for the entire year.
But I am sick of it, Yummy. You know, other broadcasts, they tune into or they pull up the bracket, the results for OCE, and they go, yeah, what do you know? Team Power again. Move on. Boring. I want to put someone else on the map. We need to show that this top 4 can match it with them. And almost off the bat, it is Chiefs. Hunter's got to go the slow play. I love it. But Torsos with a fantastic read. They've overcommitted, and Fever will get the first.
Push too far, and Power just get one little touch. And it really just felt like Chiefs scrambled too much because they felt they deserved the goal after Kaka just hit that post, and what happens?
Not the best result. They've really thrown everything in that first attack. I thought Hunt had the right idea to sort of slow play it, but he almost went too slow in the end, and Torsos just so quick in that dominus. And just, again, you're just seeing, you don't like seeing it. Oh, it's a great save, but I don't want this series to go like the other grand final. I sound like I'm just anti-Power at the moment,
Look,
but
you might be sad that one team has won every regional, but at least in OCE, our team that won every single regional in the first split has managed to qualify for the second, you know?
well, you know, that is very true. There's not sure what's happening over in Europe, but Banana Head is going to take this one. Chiefs, they got to reset themselves here. They had a fantastic offense. They were looking good early. They just let that one slip. Let's see if the demos are to play a factor. Both teams very heavy on the demos. Feed with a whiff. It's going to be wide open, and that is placement 101 for Banana Head.
How dare you say that was a whiff? That was a massive tactical genius level fake. Hunter's thinking Fever's got left corner. No, instead it goes out for the Banana Head shot.
Fantastic stuff from Power, and I'm getting nervous. It does feel a little bit like a couple of weeks ago where Team Power just absolutely looked a class above, looked fantastic in that final. Right now, they just might have the Chiefs measure, but it's only early. It's a fantastic pinch. Fever's going to be able to find Banana Head, who is backwards. Haka trying to get to work. I feel like Chiefs just need to get one on the board to get themselves into this one. Don't look quite as locked in. They did play in that first quarterfinal, or semi-final, should I say, Yummy, and often that, you know, from experience, does play a little bit of a factor. You're not as warm. You're watching the other game. You know, they're probably hoping that Power were able to get the dub, and you got to really, you know, take your game to warm back up.
Make a good point. Would they want Power to get the W, or would they prefer Kib Gang to maybe have what they would think is a better chance in the grand final?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Yeah, that is a good question, actually. I didn't think about that, actually winning the event. I think it's handy if you are fighting for that second spot, though, to just have the number one team be very dominant, and you still get a chance to take them down, but it's more of a free swing, I'd say, if Power's in the grand final for Chiefs, Yummy, rather than Kib Gang, where they probably need to win it. True. Even though they might have a better chance of winning it, as that's going to be the third on the board. It's just Fever. Fantastic positioning, quality pass down, and this is looking pretty one-sided early.
they're working well together, and also Banana Head just applying so much pressure, hanging in there in that front kind of zone, that scoring zone, and forced out an unfortunate clear. 3-goal lead for Power. Chiefs may have looked good in the previous series, but it's a completely new opponent and one that is warmed up, which will be the probably crucial detail as we head further into the series.
Yeah, we'll have to find out just how much this game won, how much we can take from it. Or it is Chiefs not quite on, but we'll give them credit here, Team Power. They look a lot better than they did in that previous game. And, you know, we spoke about it in the quarterfinals yesterday. That's a fantastic pass. That's going to be the first. There's one back. Sometimes these teams, and often it happens in OCE, you play up or you play down to your opponent. It's very matchup playstyle dependent. And I think we do see that a lot. So maybe Power just not quite a switched on for Kib Gang, but they know this Chiefs matchup. This was the grand final last time. They set themselves. They're looking pretty good here.
Might be beating a dead horse, but maybe Carmine Court played down to their opponents as well.
They had to.
Maybe not just OCE. That being said, we have seen some shaky times, and we've also seen Power up the pace against opponents and force them into playing a completely different style, throwing them off for the first few games, and then it's really a battle of catching up, just like we see here. Ooh, close for Hunter.
Yeah, it was a great little late flip reset there for Finn. Waiting until the double commit came through from Power. He almost found the assist, but in the end, with a minute left, it's been pretty solid there. Power have let one in, but it's down the right end of Banana Heads. He's looking for the third. That would absolutely secure this game number 1 here of the grand finals. More bumps coming through. Banana Head picking up where he left off in that semi-final against Kib Gang as more challenges go through. Yeah, Chiefs just can't get in here. They can't get forward. This is a great chance if Finn can find anything. It's a great drop down, but Hunter, he just went a little bit too central in his positioning. He couldn't find the angle or the pass, and that might be the last quality attack for the Chiefs.
It definitely has to be. You know, Power at this point in time, just resting in defense. Normally they're way too aggressive. For the last 30 seconds, we've seen all three in defense, and often that is a costly mistake. And they've actually given Chiefs a good sniff in here.
I love this from Finn. Formal talked about him. The bump was huge from Hunter as well, but I love these infields that you got to throw them backwards, Yummy. It just opens up the angle for that guy sitting in the center a bit more, and it's a lot harder to defend if it goes backwards. They've gone with the strat. They've missed the fake. Banana Head went back corner. They've won the challenge. Can Hunter get one more? They might pinch this. Finn has to go. 15 seconds. Shot on. They went for the bump. They double committed, triple committed, but it's still out with 10 seconds left in the right end. Torsos just wants to clear. Power want this one to be game. Finn might get one last crack. He's got no boost. He can scoop up that corner. Perhaps get a middle. Kaka's going to be waiting. He's low as well, though. Ball down. Power 1-0.
Little surprising, Power loosening the vice in the last minute. Not playing anybody ready for the challenge, but they managed to hold on against a ruthless Chiefs attack. You see that. 11 shots coming out from the Chiefs to the 6 from Power, but I'd say half of those shots from the Chiefs came in the last minute.
Yeah, but it was a better finish, and perhaps I'm looking smart with the narrative of the warm-up meta. I mean, it's needed that half of game 1 where they got caught out a little bit. It just looked off. You know, it's rare to see Chiefs overcommit in offense for a goal. They kind of always, they're looking for the long game. I mentioned before, Finn, he's often looking for boost rather than ball. They're, looking for that economy, the boost economy, and just keeping positioning and pressure. So perhaps that first half was just a warm-up. Promising signs in the last minute there for the Chiefs.
Did like the second little stage, but we're kind of missing some of the elements that made them successful in the semi-finals, which can happen when one or two people just aren't feeling mechanically up to it, or even rotationally, you need to often warm up to just feel in the right rotation, to be feeling in the right position for your teammates, especially for a newer team like this. And you end up seeing Game 2 change dramatically. We see the old play style come back. Maybe Finn is pushing up more once he's just gained that little bit of confidence and people are in a more standard position to their expectations.
Well, we're off to Forbidden Temple for game number 2. Dover just taking a quick sneak peek at the koi in the little pond next to this map. Here we go. Let's see if Chiefs can get involved, as you said. See if that second half really was the warm-up that they needed, or the first half was a warm-up that they needed, or it was perhaps Power just taking the foot off the gas. It was 11 shots to 6, as you said. They had the pressure. They need to start well here.
Certainly seems to be good start overall. Kaka was looking for a couple of passes in the centre, but they've now been trapped in their own half, and the real question goes back to, are they able to handle the pressure? Are they able to stay their nerves and give themselves opportunities to get quick counterattacks to the other end? It's going to be a big dunk from Hunter, but one that just maybe buys some time as Finn avoids the
Did he
bump.
see
That
it?
was crucial.
I don't know if he had any idea that he was getting bumped. It was like a scary movie where you're pointing at the screen. Look, there's someone behind you. But he didn't get demoed. It's all good. Kaka's up early with the 50. Banana Head recognising it. Fever upstairs for Finn. He wants the low 50. Hunter backboard. 0 boost. Torsos backing off, thinking he had 100. Chiefs escaping with a bit of space now.
A little fortunate there for the Chiefs that Torsos didn't play for the miss, but on the same note, can't afford, if you're in Torsos' situation, gift up open opportunities. Speaking of, look how awkward this is. Banana Head has to take it to the right, because if he tried to pass it across the net, there was willing and waiting Chiefs members. Still very awkward. No boost left here for Power. They're stuck, getting demoed, getting attacked. And they managed to get a good 50 to give them some room.
Yeah, I love this. Look at, they're playing the long game, as I said. They're just grabbing boost. They're keeping them starved. Torsos, all they can do is pick up pads. Still grabbing more boost. Hunter scooping up the corner as well. Banana Head, 0 underneath, looking for 50s. It's going to set up Finn with space. I still love that low 50. Somehow it gets demoed, even though Torsos had 0, and now Power out. They grab boost of their own in the corner. The fakes are coming through. Where's Banana Head? He's trying to challenge, and Wifty comes through. Hunter to the corner. Sidewall double, gets them out.
Sometimes when I watch Power, I just wish that they would sometimes not go for the ball. You know, it causes a lot of double commits, and obviously in the last series it caused some team bumps going out completely unnecessary. It also does up the pace, which has been working for them just enough so far.
Yeah, it is a difference. You know, you look at the other regions, you look at Europe as well. Power are just a team, you know, the ball is sort of, you know, on the backboard, just where Banana Head had it there, but down the other end, and Power up challenging it, whereas in Europe, they're sort of waiting for that touch. They're going to let the opponent have it, and then perhaps pre-jump the air dribble or something like that. But Power are just so aggressive. That forces their lineup. They play such a fine game, but they trust their mechanics, and right now, there it is again. Everyone up front, no third man for Power. Torsos gets in as well, first on the board.
The beauty is that it doesn't take too much for them to score a goal. That was really almost out of nowhere. It wasn't a lot of pressure built up. It was Fever taking it, 50ing it low, and then a good fortunate 50 that goes straight out to the third man for that first goal. Another lead here for the Power rosterers. Chance almost for the other end.
They've sort of made, you know, a name for themselves in OCE, made a career, a success out of, you know, teams just assuming, okay, no one should be on this. Hang on a minute, what's Banana Head doing here? You know, that's kind of their MO. Gets it to work. It does come unstuck under pressure when you're versing very solid teams. Even we saw it with Kib Gang in the previous series when you are locked in. And we did see a little hint of that Yummy against Gen G as well, where they had 13 goals to 0 after that first game back in Copenhagen. So they do get exposed against solid teams, but it feels like in OCE, they just go, and it just catches so many teams out, that confidence.
We are being a little harsh on Power for the fact that they're winning. But the one thing I will say is everybody in the OCE region has been losing 50s and challenges to the Chiefs, especially against Kaka. And I'll tell you who's not. It is Power. They've been winning them over and over again. They play a very smart game. All 3 members of Power are very well-known ones players, and it's obviously paying off.
Yeah, how smart's that from Banana Head as well? He gets the clear, but knowing that Finn wants to get the solo play forces him right. And Torsos, he recognises it as well. He just sits himself where the clear's going to be coming in. Gets the open net. That was huge from Banana Head. Just very smart play. And for this man right here, Yummy, he has as cool of head as any, Fever. And we sit on that backboard with 100 boost. Team Power looking good. They have overcommitted. Fever back in time, just going to keep it to the wall. How many times does he bail them out with a nice touch like that? It's Banana Head, works it downfield with a reset, fires it top corner. Great save for Finn. But they are still 2 goals down with 40 seconds left. It's party time here for Team Power.
And they haven't let go of the gas for this time. 30 seconds remaining. They're still putting pressure on the sport ball. They're still putting pressure on the net. They're even going for a fake play that commits 2 players. And as you can see, the results. Chiefs not even getting an opportunity at the other end.
Yeah, this has been pretty strong. I'm expecting a timeout after this because Chiefs need to change something up. I thought it might have been the timeout, but as we said, we saw the aggression come through. Chiefs could not find a way through. They're yet to really find a way through outside of that last minute in game number 1. There's 3 on the board. Banana Head gets his first MVP performance from him, facilitating 2 other goals. Team Power 2-0, looking very, very nice indeed.
As you'd almost expect at this point from Power, they've looked weak at times, but then once it gets to a game where they need to perform, they've been able to step up to another level. And you got to admit, not too many double commits in this series, no team bumps so far in this game. And they've now found themselves 2-0 in the lead. I'm very much expecting the imminent timeout call from the Chiefs.
Yeah, they need to. They absolutely have to get a call in here. And if you don't, well, perhaps they know more than I do.
It.
Do they
I'm not
know?
Seeing it.
Do they know more
Chiefs.
than us? They...
Hello, Earth to LVP.
Guys, you just lost 3-0. You had 11 shots in game 1. You only had 6 in game 2. I need to talk to you guys. No, we're not going to get a timeout. No timeout at all. So, there we go. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. I mean, there's no reason not to, Yummy. You lose this, you're 3-0 down. You win it. Well done. You use your timeout buff, and you've spoken about it. But, gee whiz, you don't want to have to reverse sweep Team Power in a best of 7.
I'm going to say, it's not like timeouts are like some precious commodity. I know you only get one, but like, it's just an extra 60 seconds. Just use it.
Yeah, just...
Use it at any point in time, honestly.
I used it to eat a banana when we were 3-0 up in the grand final or semi-final against Riot back in the day. I can't remember when it was, but I was like, hey guys, can we just have an extra 60 seconds here? Let's call it. And, you know, why not? Just how about... Hang on a minute. Why does the casters just say topics? That's not us. That's not us. You were so happy, Yummy, with our names being in the top left.
Wow.
Production have just let us down when all the eyes are on us. I'm not going to get any followers on Twitter now. No one knows who we are. We're just random voices on the screen of someone's TV.
And with all the grand finals that are happening all around the world right now, we know how many eyes are going to be here, and now they don't even know who these random talking heads are.
Disappointing. You know, my disappointment is immeasurable, to be honest. But what is measurable is how far Power are ahead. Look at this. They're going for pre-jump plays. There's no timeout. I'm still completely dumbfounded. I'll be having words to LVP in a moment, unless they are to win this game number 3. But for now, as you said, Yummy, this Team Power, they just building confidence, and it almost gets disrespectful. I saw Vitality do it to Resolve in the quarterfinal last night. They just start pre-jumping the pass plays. The more confidence they have, the better they play. They're looking pretty good here in game 3.
Already off to a good start and no real fight back just yet from the Chiefs. And Parker just trying to build some room for his team, but it's not going to give them an opportunity. Finn, little dicey save up against the post. No, Fever can't score, and it will be a double dive coming out from the Chiefs.
Yeah, but they've lost boost, and Kaka just passed the ball to Banana Head. He shanked the shot. They've got a better touch on that. Torsos takes it off Fever. Banana Head is inbound. He's going to back off. Thieves just gets it to the side. Kako will have a nice win off the wall, and he's got to find Finn. Nice link-up play there, but once again, Torsos is ready for this one. All bumps coming through. Banana Head's got himself very awkward. The 50 lands right in Fever's lap, and he's going to be able to carry it down the other end.
Something that made Chiefs so good in that semi-final was their ability to slow it down when they needed to. The problem is, Power are playing such a fast game, they're always in your face, that Chiefs feel like they have to go fast every time, and it's just lowering the quality of their touches.
You get an F in chat to pay respect for that observer who has been removed from the lobby. It was the right decision in the end. We felt that we didn't require their services anymore, but put in a fantastic shift over the weekend. May your soul rest in peace, and may the goal go straight into the net. What is happening? Banana Head gets the first. It's just wide open. The pinch, the 50, and no one from Chiefs ready for that. Hunter's not even on the map.
If I was the Chiefs observer, I would have disconnected to watching that. You can't just play assuming that you're going to win every 50, especially not against Power, to just go straight in the nets.
Can confirm to the joys of many that Pants Armadillo is back in the lobby, and we are so back, ladies and gents. Back in business. But who isn't right now is Team Chiefs. I was going to say Team Power, but they're definitely in business. They're in full flight at the moment. Kaka trying to get the equalizer. There's a shot on. Fever just floating off the corner. More 50s coming through. Chiefs really struggling, Yomi, to get any sort of offensive pressure. But there it is. Cast a curse, and we've done it. It's that easy. I need to do more of it. Kaka with the equalizer.
I thought it might have been off the post, but they've done well here. Kept the pressure on, drained all the boost, get the demo for good measure, and keep rotating in. Chiefs find themselves in a solid position for the first time this series.
Finally, they find the angle, and the first mistake comes through. It was Banana Head with low boost. Just flipped through the ball. Didn't get the touch on. Kaka going again, and this time Banana Head still low boost back. Team's looking to help him out here. He does find 100, and that is Fever. Launches it down. Hunter can catch. Fever stealing boost. And these 50s, as you said, they are, questionable in the past from Team Power, but right now they're winning every challenge they need to upfield.
Banana Head getting away from him. You don't want to see it from the player who has been the MVP of the series so far. The first touch ending up making him look a little silly, but will continue on with Hunter instead getting his own chance. Now Kaka has space, takes it high. Fever on the backboard, avoids a bump and manages to get it around the corner. Maybe a long drive up. No, Finn shuts it down. Can he find the angle? Well, Banana Head's not going to let him.
This is where Hunter likes to set up, play that game where he can facilitate some passes or solo plays of his own. That time he tried to find Finn, didn't work. 51 by Kaka, but looking pretty well set up at the moment. I like the demos coming through. There was almost a chance. Torsos' positioning has got them out of that one. He was low boost, but he was able to cover that infield. Chiefs looking to push forward. Kaka's crept up. He's missed the ball. He's left it for Finn. And Finn has taken the worst 50, 100-0 or a 0-100, whatever you want to look at it, against Fever with 0 boost.
Well, Fever, I was thinking, okay, he's making a mistake not going for the boost there and playing for such a low percentage play. But Finn is like, you know what, mate? I have 100 boost, you have 0, let's even up the odds and give it to you for free.
It was a bit of a lazy 50 in the end, wasn't it? He just didn't expect that to happen, and another dunk coming through again as Hunter has to bail them out, but he's got 0 boost. He's almost put it in off his own corner. Torsos just being a bit of a public nuisance at the moment. There's Fever keeping that ball in. Team Power, let's see if they can lock it down. Not known as perhaps a team that gets a goal and then sits on it. They certainly will want another one here with 30 seconds left. Torsos fumbles his way through the corner. Chiefs get the clear.
Chiefs getting less and less shot opportunities as every game goes past. They've only had 4 so far in this game, and it's not looking like they're going to get another one soon. This has to be it, as Finn doesn't have any boost. Hunter has a little bit to help him out. Banana Head gets beaten. Fever must get a touch, but Finn finds the angle around him.
Just as I said, they're not a team to hold on to a lead, and they just they double committed in offense, Team Power, and they get punished down the other end. Great play from Hunter, just takes it up in the air, worries them out. No boost in transition for Team Power. Massive equalizer here. This could be the start of something for the Chiefs.
Another one of those plays too where Power are just too ready to be on the ball. You shouldn't do that when you've got a 1-goal lead with 20 seconds remaining, but maybe they can get it back in regulation time with their aggression. No, we go to overtime for the first time in this series.
Finally getting the OT, and this is now or never. It's do or die here for Chiefs. What can they do? Hunter with a great flick. Torsos has to jump backwards again. Just wouldn't usually see Kaka bite on that. That's the panic that Power can do. You sort of pounce on the first opportunity you see against Team Power, even if it's not the right one. This got to be open if Tors can get around. Finn has come up huge, and they've thrown everything. Kaka can take it up. He's looking for a bump. He's looking for the top corner. Fever there in time.
No boost though for Power. They had to get back and make any save they possibly could. They're still not out of danger unless Banana Head gets a clear like that. And Torsos driving down the other end. Finn gets the touch away from Banana.
Just look how close Banana Head's sitting though. It's ridiculously aggressive, even in overtime. Finn with a beat. It's gone wide. He's going to have to do well to get it around on net. Torsos trying to own goal. Double commit. Power not in a great position at all. This is open for an infield. No one's there though. Finn trying to get it on. Hunter looking for the shot. Bumps coming through. Torsos just landing on it. Over to Banana Head. Oh, it's still not out. It
that
might just
in?
be in. It
Is
is
that
in.
in?
The 50 game. It was Finn down one end, and down the other, it's going to be Kaka getting the job done, and that is just the worst possible bounce if you're Team Power.
Bit of a miracle, a bit of luck, but sometimes you need that to go your way. The 50 pinch going for Kaka to get the win for Chiefs. But you know what? They earned it through that regulation time, through scoring in the last 15 seconds, by never giving up, and by the end of that game, forcing Power constantly on the back foot where they always look their worst.
Well, as you said, it was a bit fortunate, but I still, I'm going to be harsh on Power because I know how good they can be. And I'm going to point out Banana Head in particular. He is just way too aggressive second man. I mean, how high he sits on a follow-up. He plays Yummy for the perfect situation sometimes. I'd love to see him just sit back, just a little bit further and just allow himself to, have more time on the ball so he doesn't have to rely so heavily on his mechanics to bail him out of certain situations. They just lose pressure way too easily there. And you saw it. There was the counter-attack down the other end. And then for 30 seconds, Chiefs had pressure there in that overtime. Well done to the Chiefs, though. They didn't need the timeout, Yummy. We look silly now, I guess.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, though it was dicey. They got maybe a little bit away with it, with more Power struggling at those last 10 seconds. And the thing that annoys me the most about Power is whether they're in their attack or defense, they're always in front of the ball, underneath the ball, over-aggressive somehow. They're never providing themselves room on the play or even their teammates room on the play. So that's the opening now for Chiefs to make this a comeback, to bring this to a 2-2.
And it can happen, you're in such a dominant regional. That's a fantastic first touch, but the 50 goes straight down the other end. It can happen, you're in a dominant region. You learn habits just to sit so far forward, but when you are playing a lot better opponents, this is going to be a goal. It is going to be a goal. Kaka with a fantastic read. Chiefs, well, sometimes all you need is a little bit of luck, Yummy, and that might have started the run here. A fantastic 50 again, this time off the corner. Great speed for Kaka.
That's been the change from the first couple of games to the end of the last game, and now the beginning of this has been winning 50s, winning challenges, being a little bit smarter with the approach rather than trying to just simply outpace Power.
It's much better there, and as you said, sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. You need something to go your way, and then you start thinking, hang on a minute, maybe it could be our day indeed. Chiefs, let's see if they can build on this. Because Power are pushing forward, and you can just see the aggression again. Torsos rotating through their corner, grabbing boost, trying to starve out this Chiefs in transition. More 50s coming through. Fever throws himself again. That is going to be firing at net. Nice demo from Kaka, and that's a great catch for Banana Head. He's going to land on it. Finn meets him on the ground. I was going to say in the air. Kaka has to make the save. More good shots coming through, as you said, for Power. And they're trying to work their way back into this one.
It's impressive that despite good shots coming out from Power, Chiefs have still looked steadfast in that defense. The 50 game from Fever has proven deadly in the past, and yet still Chiefs able to hold on, and they will be just slowing the ball down, putting it into difficult positions to score here around the corner, and maybe even giving them some chances to go for a wide rotation to get some boost back, and they've done just that.
Even that chance there, though, would have been even better if they just waited a little bit, Power. They sit so high. They're relying on just sheer speed and mechanics. If they waited a little bit, if they just backed off a touch, they're going to get chances like this. I love that. Torsos able to swoop in. Fever sitting deep just in case Fever's there. Sorry, in case Finn's there. That's much better from Power. I just think when they sit high up, sometimes it works, and maybe it's worked too many times that they think it's the optimal play.
Well, even then, sometimes when they're sitting so close, they end up kind of ruining their offensive chances too, because all of a sudden the ball's coming towards them. They don't have any room in a car to turn around, because unfortunately, unlike legs, you can't just instantly spin on the spot.
And I've seen you instantly spin on the spot on the D floor a few times as well. Trust me, it is impressive, the 180s that he can do. Banana Head can't get the 50. Fever is going to fake it out. That's better. See if they can set up an attack here. It's a pre-jumps coming through for Power. They're trying to just keep this ball in the blue half. More 50s coming through. Hunter's going to have to come up huge. Great fake. Has baited out Hunter. Finn, though, he was ready for it. Shot on. Great placement. But Finn just gets it off the post.
He was ready for it. He knew that there was a possibility of him getting on that right side of the net. He manages to cover it, despite also needing to cover the rest of the angles too. Oh, what a pass down! And Torsos completely bottle jobs it.
Yep, he's just blasted. He somehow got the pinch, though. And Banana Head has wedged it in as well. Sometimes fortune favours those that have 18 shots on net, and they get the job done here. Look at the pass from Torsos, and Banana Head uses the post as a human, or as his own backboard. They get the equaliser.
Power in that play. They're like infinite monkeys on infinite typewriters, and eventually one of them managed to type the entire works of Shakespeare there. Gets the goal, ties the game up. 1 minute 40 left.
Huge play, and now it's back on the Chiefs. That's Hunter with a lovely redirect. Torsos had to wait like that just in case Fever couldn't get the touch. Banana Head with a whiff. He has helped out by Finn, trying to keep that in there as a double kill from the Chiefs in the corner. Again, look at just... Can he... Again, it's worked out because Banana Head is so far under the ball, Yummy, that he's completely faked out everyone. Look how close he's sitting. Fever with a bit of spacing, comes in third man, dribbles the ball in. Power get the lead.
He may as well have been a Chiefs defender, hanging there and hoping that it would go straight down. But they still respected him way too much. How do they not know that Banana Head's happy to just go up and hope for it to work out? Oh, it would have been a beauty.
So close there, Finn. If he just got more power on the follow-up touch, but he tried to really make sure he got it on net. In the end, the supporter rides. That's a great bump. Almost the touch coming through. Torsos had to respect the ground pinch there as Hunter trying to keep it in. Demo's coming through. It's really nice, but there's no one there. Perhaps they need it. Well, that sounded like he hit it, but he couldn't quite get it. Bump comes through. Fever downfield. This is open if he gets a redirect. Oh, he's going to go the double. He's hit it too hard. There's no follow. Torsos under it again. They're sitting so close once again. He has to just back off. Fever's got a ball chase for now. With 30 seconds left, they have to go. Hunter has to find some speed on the ball. The Chiefs struggling to make it work. The whiffs, it's chaotic. It's unusual. It's unorthodox. Everyone is backing up. But Power, they'll take it because no goals have been scored.
Well, yeah, it worked out for them. I don't know if it worked out in terms of our eyes and our brains, but our hearts still riding high on the potential chance for Power to be on match point. 5 seconds left. Another shot on. This could seal it, and it does. Banana Head takes them with a 2-goal lead with 1 second remaining.
Yeah, they get the goal. Honestly, Yummy, I could not coach this Power lineup. It would do my head in because I'd be screaming at them, spread out, and they'd be going, but it works. We haven't lost the regional. Look at us. We're absolutely flying at the moment. So, goodness me, Power get the huge game.
Are they just like unintentional geniuses or something?
Perhaps.
Like,
it
doesn't look good.
It does
not
sense.
look good at all.
The amount of times they've had there's a pass, infield as we saw, and someone's underneath it, and they have to just either leave it or they just, cannon it into the ceiling because they're so far underneath the ball. If they just wait, but it has been catching out the Chiefs. They do get the job done. They came back there in game number 3, and now we get the timeout. Game number 4 that was. Now we get the timeout. 3-1 down here. It's the Chiefs. They had to call the timeout. Otherwise, they might be out.
Well, didn't have to. You remember, Garrett G used to never call them, so...
True.
And he's pretty good.
Used to be pretty good. Thank you. Past tense, please. At the moment, they're not quite performing as they used to NRG. But, yeah, timeout for the Chiefs. Look.
What do you say? Like... All I'd say is like, hey guys, sometimes they're just going to be immediately up and they won't hit the ball. Just ignore them.
Yep.
Because the number of times Banana Head just goes up from way too close, misses the ball completely, but he's had as much effect as if he hit it, is all entirely because Chiefs just have respected him every single time.
Yeah, they're basically crawling around on the backboard at the moment, Chiefs. They're so worried about that second man follow-up. And again, it's that thing of if it's any other team, Chiefs are going, look, what are these guys doing? They're going to piece them up in transition out of defense. But it's almost that team power respect that they have on the name now. They've won 4 regionals in a row. They haven't lost this year in terms of tournament-wise, obviously in Swiss stage a couple of times. But that respect is going a long way here in terms of them just Chiefs need to push up when they're looking like they've got speed on the ball. They're passing it out in transition, but when they're all just sitting in net, going, oh, Banana Head's next dinner, we better wait and see what he does, and he doesn't do anything, he leaves it for Fever, they're in massive trouble.
You know what? If you were on the pitch right now, if you were on the Chiefs, you wouldn't respect them. You never respected anyone.
No.
You wouldn't respect your opponents. You wouldn't respect your teammates.
Myself.
You wouldn't respect me. You wouldn't respect yourself. You would be on that ball. You would premeditating their misses. And I think in chat, if you want to see CJ join into the Chiefs after this timeout, type 1 in chat.
Oh, no.
We're going in to see if Power win it or if Chiefs can make a miracle comeback.
Oh, dear. Don't type 1 in chat. You don't want to see it, trust me. But what we do want to see is the Chiefs try and make a series of this one. Here we go. Match point on the line. Will it be... Oh, no. Oh, gee whiz, thank goodness. It's going to be a goal down the other end if he can get around it, but he just couldn't reach in time, Hunter. Probably smart in the end, just to keep pressure on. This has been a nice little string in the Chiefs' bow, the way they keep pressure on and don't force a goal. They don't force a touch to happen if it's not there, and they might get reward for it. Demo's come through. Kaka's been removed from the pitch. Banana Head, again, he's probably broken the all-time Champ Sunday demo record. Kaka has to get the clear over Torsos.
Double demo. Fever, though, has to find an
my
angle. Triple
goodness.
demo. Banana Head now needs to find the angle, and he's actually put it in too slow for Hunter.
Look at this. That's boom. All I'm seeing is boom. Just boom, boom, boom. The demo's coming through. And as you said, rolling it in behind. That's just smart from Banana Head. He knew Hunter was going to be panicking with a shot coming in. And I guess if your name's Banana Head, the other team just is shaking in their boots, Yummy, when he's on the ball.
So just like you, Power are Rocket League boomers. And it's allowed them to get the early lead and made it really awkward for Chiefs. Because what do you do when 2 people are demoed? It completely changes the game. Then all of a sudden people are spawning back in, and you don't know if you're going to get demoed again.
Yeah, it just feels like Chiefs right now are losing to themselves often, but you got to give credit to these demos coming through from Power. Spins up. It's a nice touch. Banana Head. There's the no respect. See, they're not showing respect to the Chiefs. I want to see it go the other way. Torsos tries to get the pass. Hunter with the clear. He's going to try and land on it. Does so. Banana Head can't get the touch. Fins beat out Fever, but when that pass back has worked because Torsos has beaten 2. They've just double committed. They've thrown everything at this, the Chiefs. It's just going to be Kaka waiting back to let his troops arrive. Let the reinforcements get back in. Almost a second.
That's the other thing with them being close, Power, is that when they do miss as well, it ends up as a kind of a pass fake, or like what you'd normally expect from an air dribble fake. It's worked out for them well because the second person completely ignores it, but there's the roof pinch. Hunter all the way.
How good was that from Hunter and Fever? He wasn't looking to boost. He didn't see it coming. He didn't respect it. But it was absolutely flawless. That's what they need. They had a bit of luck in game number 3. Can they get a bit of luck here? Well, we're about to find out. Equalizer comes through. Chiefs have to win this. They have to find something, but Yummy, it's going to have to come through a little bit. They need to find some more avenues than relying on roof pinches to get the job done here.
I don't know, I feel like actually that might be somewhat the strategy, is that because as a team it's not working out, they can't fit their rotations because of all the craziness, the misses, the demos going out. Maybe it's up to individual brilliance to be able to beat Power. Maybe it's those solo plays while your teammates get some extra chance to respawn and get into a good position.
Well, this is it. Hunter's taking that and run with it. Look at the space granted. Is this going to be in follow-up? Banana Head. That could have been the perfect chance. Credit to Hunter going for a dribble. You just saw how much space he had. Everyone was backing off. More 50s coming through. 100 boost for Hunter and Kaka. They can work it forward here. It's over 2 minutes left. Can they get one more? Hunter wants one more, but Torsos to the side. Power having to play defense. Unusual for them. Bumps coming through. Fever's still with 100. We'll be able to help out, but for the moment, Chiefs are starting to get on top here. They've got the boost control and they're getting these solo plays, as you said.
Boost management's been fantastic for the Chiefs in the last minute. Not only keeping theirs full, but managing to steal so much. Finn's going to do it again. He uses that shot opportunity to go round the corner, knowing that the clear is going to go back to his own teammates. But that's a crucial 50. It opens up one little play for Torsos. Maybe the follow-up for Fever as Hunter gets boomed out. it will not lead to a goal for Power.
Yeah, smart play there for Banana Head. Fantastic 50 from him as he's on again here. Hunter recognising it and backing off. How is everything Banana Head touches a demo for some reason? Fever, reset, doesn't get the second. Gets 50 down and a huge mistake. Whoa! Torsos stuffs up in midfield and Chiefs will take that every day of the week.
Chat did type 1. They wanted CJ on the pitch and we saw it imitated there by Torsos. Flipping underneath the ball. Very, very awkward. But that's exactly what Chiefs needed to get back in.
Sometimes you need something to go your way. You need to see if the other team can bleed. And we did see a mistake come through there for Power. They've got a minute to get back into this. Or maybe another goal. What a save. It's teamwork. It's Torsos off to Fever. Back to Torsos. Back to Fever. Off the crossbar as well. They work it out. Still need one more goal here, however, and Torsos is, I was going to say trolling, but he's found a way through.
If Power win this game, I'm going to start, a commission on Psyonix on how those bounces worked out to go off both the defenders and somehow not go in. That being said, they are 1 goal behind and Chiefs looking good to hold on to it.
Actually look composed for the first time here, the Chiefs. Saw Finn just backing off. He found space on the pitch, and there's the demos coming through for Hunter as well, and he's fired it on net. Phenomenal save. Follow up, Finn. Game over. Chiefs, when their backs are against the wall, perhaps all they need is they got the timeout buff as well, but this is much better from them.
It was the counter-attack that we were looking for. It was Hunter keeping more control of the ball, not putting it into an area where it's a free play out from Power. But most importantly, it's a 2-goal lead in a situation where they've been happy to just keep a little challenge going on, a little boost steal, and they should easily hold on to it.
Well, we will go 6, and there will be one more goal on the board for Kaka this time. And I want to give massive raps to Hunter. He transformed this game just with solo plays. Obviously, the ceiling pinch was fantastic, but I think they worked out, hang on a minute, there is going to be space here if Power do overcommit, because if you sit that high up, in attack, you're going to have to track right back down the other end. You don't have any midfield game then for Power, and they found the space in the midfield. They found the gaps. They got reward for it, and now they might be able to take some momentum into Neo Tokyo.
You just keep it analysing, because these guys are spending all of our time. They're going to be a couple more goals before the end of this, and we'll have to wait another 30 seconds or 10.
Yeah, let's get this one over and done with. I'm looking forward to game number 6 now, because it's going to be it's going to be a clean reset, should I say. As goodness me, we do get one more, but thankfully it's on 0 seconds. 7 goals there. Timeout called straight away for Team Power. Wait, I was going to say they called a timeout, but that was in the previous game. I'm getting muddled up there. Game 6 will be inbound after this timeout. They're trying to use this timeout buff to lock down this series. But as I said, the solo plays were working. Individual mechanics paid off for the Chiefs.
Love to see it from Hunter as one of the, newer players in the region, but really highly mechanical to kind of just understand when it is his duty to take over a series. After, the semi-finals, I praised him so much for working in with the team so well. Now all of a sudden he's gone, okay, actually there are opportunities for me to kind of go a little bit more my own way, and it's worked out well, very well for them in this game.
Yeah, they're looking good. As you said, I think they're just finally recognizing the space that they have. Before it's Team Power, there's going to be someone on, but sometimes with Power, even if there is someone on, they're going at 100 million miles an hour. So just let them do whatever they need to do and then capitalize on it. Don't be too worried about the presence of Banana Head in your net. They just need to keep moving, play their own game. As we saw, when they took space, it was Finn, it was Kaka, and it all started with Hunter as well with the solo play. So great work from Chiefs. Let's see if Power changed things up in the timeout. I don't think so. They've kind of been playing the same way this entire day, with their aggression. I think they'll just go back to, let's get some demos. I know Banana Head, he doesn't do any replays, Yummy. He goes, I don't know, people just overthink Rocket League, bro. Just hit the ball and get some demos, bro.
Well, that's what he looks like on the pitch, but from whenever I talk to his teammates, he's always like up at night, like analyzing other teams, seeing how to beat them, seeing what he's doing wrong, and then I feel like he gets to the pitch and it's just like go mechanic.
Yeah, he certainly just relies on just being better. He's, in his own words, is the recipe for success. Right now, we'll have to find out if that will come to fruition here in game number 6. Game 7 would be exciting. I'd love to see it. The Chiefs, though, have to continue on, pick up the good work. Keep going with the good work that they had in the previous game. Here we go, though. Timeout complete. Juma has, maybe said a few things. I don't know. What would Juma say in this situation?
I genuinely don't know, because again, the power play style has been, it's been discombobulating me the entire time. I do not really understand. I'm a little confuzzled, and I'm sure Jimmer is mostly just trying to get them to relax a little bit, not be so over aggressive. And sometimes it's just those little tiny notes that you can get from a coach, from a leader, from a captain, that can make huge differences in your actual gameplay. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you just need those reminders. What a save from Finn. He had to reach. He used all his boost, every part of his hitbox to get there. Keeps it out. And as you said, those little reminders can be enormous. Just saying, guys, what are we doing? Slow down. And you go, oh, yeah, what am I doing? I'm pretty fast. My heart is beating at 180 beats per minute. I might need to just settle things down a little bit here. It's a nice fake, though. Kaka tries to get it over the top. Banana heads up. Doesn't get the 50 through. There's power this time. They're just backing off. They're looking a little bit more reserved early doors here. And maybe a little difference of Fever going for that back boost and getting 100 before coming back in. Yeah, just a little bit more, just the spacing, honestly. They're finding a bit more space, perhaps backing off for the boost. Torsos trying to get in. Fever has 0. Won't be able to get the touch. That could have been a nice shot on from Hunter, but doesn't quite get it to work. Banana Head works it downfield. Torsos, has he found the angle? Has he found the net? He just found himself in the middle of the pitch and doinked it home. Unintentional geniuses. Look at that. Torsos was pushing up on 0 boost, just kind of thinking, I need to push up. And it just happens to land right smack bang on his face, and he face plants it into the net. It's pinched off the corner, off the roof corner, back out of the middle, and he's gone, oh, I'm here. And sometimes that can work. If you're just always positive with your rotations, your positioning, you do sometimes get chances like that. But as you said, it is confusing for the Rocket League strategic purists that go, what's he doing? He's got no boost. He should have been somewhere else trying to find some pads. But Finn tries to get the one-on-one with Fever. He goes to fake. Fever, phenomenal in defense. And Hunter goes backboard. It probably wasn't the best touch, but he didn't have any boost to work with in that instance. And 0 boost as well for power on the counter-attack, which has allowed Hunter so much space here, and they've almost beaten everybody. Torsos manages to get any kind of clear, but you can see how good the boost management has been for Chiefs. It's unfortunately not enough for them, though. Yeah, they still need a goal, and sometimes the fortune, it feels like, has gone the Chiefs' way in the previous couple of games. This time, Torsos did get a bit of luck his way. First goal on the board, as you said. Just over half a game to go here, and well, at least his tournament lives on the line here in the grand final for the Chiefs. Torsos with a nice beat. Banana Head wants in. Kaka's going to fake. You just know that Banana Head is never getting fake, Yummy, because he's always moving forward. Even if you hit it, he's right there. And Kaka probably wants his time again, because now Chiefs have the attack over the top. Finn, all he can do is doink it. Wait, see, Banana Head is just so fast on the ball. He's accidentally hit it backwards. He's just underneath it. He's got 100 boost, 1 second and 0 the next. It's almost like old Torsos and Fever almost found the bump on a diving Finn. Instead, it's going to go the other way as, once again, Banana Head too far forward, which means he has to do a lot to get it to the other end. And you know what? He's up to the task. He's got the mechanics. Oh! Just be better! What on earth was that, Kaka? The Mr. Consistent. We go back to Friday. Morgie saying how he never makes mistakes. He's so solid. He's just turned himself into a wobble board there in the corner. Doesn't get the touch. Massive mistake. 2 minutes left. Oh boy, it's hard to recover from that. We can accuse Power and Banana Head of many things, but in that play, we definitely can't accuse him of overthinking. Wowee. That's really costly in the grand final, especially against Power. You don't want to be doing that. Minute 40 left, Yummy. Is this going to be it? Hunter has to go. It's also almost getting the flick. 3 goals would be enough for Power. But again, they're not a team to say, hey, we're up 2 goals, let's lock it down. They feel like they just want to keep on going. They've only got 1 gear and it's full speed. Oh, Kaka really needed to hit the flip reset there. That was the golden opportunity with everybody awkward in the defense. Still there'll be a bump. Banana Head. Ooh, just recovers.
Yeah, they're hanging on now, Team Power. Will it be number 5? 5 in a row of qualifier victories here in OCE. As we said, it's just been the most dominant team we've had in the open era. No one can get near them. Chiefs, they put up a fight. They took it to 6 once again. But the mistakes in the end, 50 seconds left. Do they have anything to say about it? Do they have a response? Will it be Power party time again? The generator is well and truly at 100%, except Fever is missing the shot because it doesn't matter. Banana Head's there, and Fever will have a second crack at it. 3-zip. Tell you what, Yummy, think they're regional champs once again.
Yeah, little tea party in the opposing nets. That's the sign that you have dominated your opponent. The fact that you can hit the ball 8 times inside the box of your opponent without them getting it once.
Phenomenal play there. Phenomenal weekend series. They haven't lost a single event. They haven't lost a single series. And no one can really get near them at the end of the day. When push comes to shove, Yummy, you can say that, you know, Power aren't looking as good. They're underperforming. They didn't look as quality as Chiefs did. But as soon as you get to these grand finals, they found another gear. They find another level. And they show their class once again.
I'm going to need you to get your apology ready, CJ, for all the biased predictions. Despite being so incredibly wrong, but Power have not only won this, there is no chance now that they do not make the major, that they do not make Worlds. Unless they did not show up for the next event, they are through.
Yeah, I think if they don't show up for the next event and one of the OCE teams wins London, perhaps. But goodness me, 5 events in a row, just looking unreal. I mean, when I say that, they're looking, well, I don't know if they're looking unreal, but they just keep getting the job
They
done.
are looking unreal. I cannot believe what I've seen a lot of the times. But, you know.
They just keep showing up formal. They just keep winning. We might just be the one-team region that the rest of the world says we are.
Yeah, it's looking more and more like that because it's the second regional in a row where it feels like, okay, they're not looking their best coming into it. That semifinal a bit rough, but I don't know, that 6th gear, that grand final gear, every time coming into play. And I guess to share your points, I think the only way they're not going to Worlds is if they miss the plane flight, right? If that thing gets canceled or something, that's it. They're going through. But I guess it's that fight for the 2nd seed now that becomes interesting eventually when we look ahead.
I will say as well, when it comes to Power, it is, you know, they look a little silly the way how aggressively they play, but they also make it so damn hard to play against. Like, if you're against them, you don't know whether you try and match their pace, because if you do, you still get beaten to the ball. You can't just like let them have free touches. It just feels like a doomed if you do, doomed if you don't. If you start getting a good rotation, then all of a sudden you're demoed off the slate.
Yeah, they're so awkward to play, and you know, I'll keep going back to that Copenhagen series when they played Gen G. Game 1, Banana Head scored 5 goals in the first game, and I think it was at that point that Gen G probably had the realization that all the OCE teams still have of, this is really hard, this is jarring to play against, this is unusual, it's so unconventional, but you know, you see the quality of a Gen G. They were able to adapt and find their way through. We saw it in patches there for the Chiefs. Obviously, they took 2 games where they were able to find those little pockets of space, and then you can, you know, capitalize on the, you know, mishmash, riff-raff positioning that sometimes come through from Team Power. But so far in OCE, no one can get near them. No one can adapt to the unconventional play style. And offense just beats defense at the end of the day.
I guess that's the case. I will say this, too, about the Chiefs. That is 1 game better than what they did last regional. So they're getting closer. The gap.
So you're saying next regional they'll get to Game 7?
I'm saying, well, yeah. You know what? They'll get to Game 7, and then if they meet up at the major, who knows? Maybe that's where they could take a series off them. Hopefully in the top 8, you know, the best of 7 being played there. Get an OCE team top 4. Maybe dreaming a bit too much in that regards, but yeah, I don't know what it is about Banana Head Torsos, that duo that is just like kind of unlocked how well they synergize together, how aggressive they're allowing to play with each other moving forwards. It's really great to see.
Yeah,
The thing that's been most unbelievable to me as well is that Fever has become equally as aggressive, which has not been something he's ever done in the past.
Yeah, it just kind of works. It's if you had an overhead view of their triangle that they're forming with their 3 cars, it would be the closest triangle you'll ever see. Fever usually is that play to sit back, but even Thieves is getting aggressive as well. Look, it's working, as we said. They get 5 in a row. Props to them. Chiefs, as you said, they got closer. They'll be stoked with this run anyway. When you're looking at just making the major. Obviously, Hunter and the entire team didn't do it last event when it was Pioneers making it. So, positive for them, but I believe, Formal, we might have a special guest.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we were just talking about him so much, so why not bring him on? Fever joining us now. First of all, congratulations on the win. 5 in a row at this stage. And again, it's just business as usual.
Yeah, it's business as usual. We're a bit worried this regional because we've had some complications outside of our control, but yeah, we're happy to get the dub. I really want to go to the copper box, so this means a lot to me personally, and always happy to win again.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, I mean, realistically, you are at the copper box, right?
Yeah,
Because
you're there.
You're 4 placements ahead of number 3. There's no chance, right, that you don't make top 8 in the next
I think,
regional.
yeah, we really wanted to win this regional, so like, we can, I'm not saying guarantee, but get in a really good position.
I'll say it,
go.
guaranteed.
Yeah, thank you.
It will be pretty special to see you at the copper boxes. Yeah, remember, we didn't make London, did we, back in the day? I forgot about that one. That on me, my bad. Thieves,
Well, you made it. You always had the backup plan, CJ.
yeah, well, they still flew me over, which was quite nice. But no, Thieves, I want to ask, because we were mentioning it in the grand final. Your guys' play style, and we were mentioning it there as well, your guys' play style is so hard to play against. But I want to know, is it hard to play with? Because when you're third man and Banana Head is going in second under the ball and almost hitting it backwards or having to fake it because he's so aggressive, do you just have to roll your eyes, or is it just really effective and we don't realize?
Look, at the beginning, it was I had to roll my eyes a lot because, I think players in the region know that B-Head and Torse love to ball chase, love to play really quick, right? And it's kind of just like a gel thing, as time went on, we got used to each other. But I think the main thing for us is, with Jim, of course, being the forefront of it all, is our comms. We're very clear, we're very quick, and it's very straight up like, I'm doing this, you do this. It's kind of like a rhythmatic kind of thing that we've built here. So it's really cool.
When did you decide to join in on the circus and also start maybe going a little too aggressive at times too? Because you used to always be very, very shadow heavy in the past with, say, CJ ball chasing on your team.
Yeah, look, it's more of like a comfort thing. I think when the team first formed, obviously we had the intention of winning the regionals, but the complications were that, we want to play naturally, right? And for Torse, that's full sending it using a billion boosts, right? And then Beard found it most comfortable to also full send it, and then I find it most comfortable to, play it slow. I love playing fast, of course, but playing controlled, slow, and very kind of watchy. I know that's not really the best word to use, but the system we've built is one that we are most comfortable with, and it's just down to hard work why we're winning. And I've got to give credit, of course, to Gremlins. I know that they unfortunately didn't make the regional, but they warmed us up today, and got to say my thank you. So.
Fair enough. I then have to ask too, because last regional, again, you guys were self-admittedly not really at your best form. This regional seems like we're getting closer, but we're still maybe not quite there yet. So out of 10, with 10 being power at its peak, where was this regional at, and what's it going to take to get it even higher?
Look, first event, one of us, we still don't know who, but one of us didn't sleep, and that was not the best from us. But this regional, a few people have been sick, and myself, I've actually been a little bit injured. So, but I think what we performed today, it's definitely not our best at all. It's definitely probably a comfort zone. So I'd say probably like a 7.5, maybe. We've definitely got a lot more room to grow, of course, and we're excited to go back internationally and prove that we're a top 8 team. Yeah. And we've got something.
Excellent. Well, we'll be excited to see that again. One last time, congratulations. 5 in a row. And we'll be rooting you on, I suppose, going for the perfect season, 6 out of 6. Good luck then.
Thank you, guys.
So there you have it. Power, Fever, 1 away from the perfect season. I mean, I know it's a little bit shorter than last season, but that would still be such an accomplishment.
Yeah, there's only one other team that could possibly do it. That would be Falcons, right?
Yeah, SSA's lost their run. For the perfect season. I was saying APAC Elevator looking like they could have the perfect split. Those finals will come up, but I was just gonna say it's so frustrating. You know, you go pre-series, pre-grand final. I'm like, well, gee, Power, they're bumping into each other. They're looking great. You just basically have to throw that away, Yummy, and go, it's Power. Of course, we're gonna predict Power because it's a grand final.
Well, of course, we're gonna predict Power.
Yeah, that's. I won't make that mistake again. Even if they triple commit, they somehow scrape through in Game 7 in the semi-final. I'm predicting Power regardless next event. Mark my words. They're just winners. They just know how to win and get the job done.
I can't do it. I'm always going to pick who looks stronger, even if I'm wrong 90% of the time. When it finally happens, maybe I'll be there. But let's take a look real quick at how this entire playoff went down. A familiar team at the top of the ladder. Power first, Chiefs second. I mean, these two, they're running away with it. And who knows, maybe next, that third regional will mix things up.
It seems like we'll see maybe some changes, but I would really like to see another Pioneers versus the Chiefs match, or maybe the change-up would be Kib Gang versus the Chiefs to see if they can do it instead. But for now, we've got a very, very clear top two. Chiefs are two entire placements, 8 points ahead of Pioneers for the major, as well as Kib Gang, which is really hard to do or to overcome unless you win an entire event.
Just looking at those results as well, I tell you what, Champions Field will have cobwebs by the next event. Any danger of a Game 7 at all over the 7 series, we didn't get it, but as you can see, the major points. Power well ahead. When we look at the season points, you'll see just how far ahead overall they are, but those 4-point gaps, as we spoke about, Chiefs, a massive semi-final win. Getting them 2 places ahead means they're looking pretty good form, aren't they? If they make the top 4, they're pretty locked in.
And the magic number, of course, for Power, they only need to get to that 4-point range to be at a tiebreaker at minimum. And considering the form they've been in, you could almost put it under lock and key. They are looking so confident. So as we gear up, still a couple of events happening. APAC, kicking off. EU still has its finals around the corner. So still a lot of Rocket League, of course, not really happening here. But CJ, you're making an appearance, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll be there tonight. I'll be hanging out for Europe, seeing how K-Corp are going. Wait a minute, never mind. The new top 4 with Oxygen in there somehow. Where did they come from? No, there's action-packed Rocket League ever. As you said, APAC should be into their matches now. I'm never sure of the exact time they start, but that'll be Yummy. Is it just Kokken doing that one?
Yeah, Koken should be doing that one. He's live right now. Twitch.tv/KOKKEN. Covering APAC. There's usually maybe Boyo Royo doing kind of some watch parties if you want to watch a watch party in English, because Koken speaks Japanese. But I'll tell you what, Koken's the GOAT, and he speaks, and like Japanese is awesome. Like, he sounds excited. Don't know what he's saying, but it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, he brings excitement. That's the big thing. And it's fun to mix up the languages there. Either way, one last look at the season points in total as well. I mean, this is for Worlds, right? This is how close it's getting between Pioneers and Chiefs, and it really is. Pioneers, they may have lost their Worlds chance today.
It's basically whoever makes the major makes Worlds at the end of the day. So, Chiefs have done really well this split to put themselves back into contention after that disappointing first split, that top 8 against the Gremlins. They keep getting shout-outs on Champ Sunday. I don't know, they keep popping up even when they make top 48. But it's got to be close there. And, you're looking at Kib Gang. They obviously started from scratch with 24 points. So they'll be out of Worlds contention unless they somehow make the major and win the major.
The one thing I have in terms of Worlds is if Pioneers are currently 4 ahead, right, in terms of Worlds points, and last place is 5. So if Pioneers can get ahead in the next event, they start forcing performances. And in fact, if they can get an extra 8 points on them, then they tie it up, and for the major, even if they lose the tiebreaker, they'd almost certainly make it to Worlds. So it's very, very interesting.
That is going to be interesting, which means there's a lot of reason to tune in 2 weeks' time for our final regional here in OCE. It's been another great weekend, and we've only got one left. So do make sure you come back here. Do keep supporting those smaller regions in Rocket League, and we'll see you then.